Testing. Okay. Ah. Right. Let me just grab something real quick. Good to know that's still working. Maybe. All right. Let's here. All right, let's begin. Hello, friends. Ah, it is good to be here right now on this lovely Tuesday evening in front of my incredibly bright monitor. The light that makes my face look actually visible. Oh, man. I'm tired. I'm not gonna lie. I had a busy day today. But here we are in Destiny 2, and so I'm looking forward to playing some stuff. Not entirely sure what I'm gonna do tonight. Probably work on getting my seasonal title, because I haven't really done anything to get that, made steps to get that, and I need to get that before the season ends in just a couple weeks. So we're gonna do that. Of course, we'll check out the Eververse store and stuff like that. Probably do some PvP here and there. Probably play some Nightfalls, just kind of chill. Yeah, there was a couple things I did want to talk about in particular. And these will just kind of come up as they come up. Agenda for the tonight. Number one, roaming supers. And the fact that they are still just like absolute not, they're just not good. The state of Destiny 2's grind, you know, Astrocross did a video just earlier this week, like yesterday or something like that, maybe Sunday. And he basically talked about, you know, the current state of Destiny 2's grind. I'm not gonna lie, he kind of missed the point in that video, which we had a video, of course, last week where we talked more or less about Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 and stuff like that. And so we'll probably touch on that. And then I also want to talk about healing builds and support builds, because this seems to be a season where Bungie is really focusing on healing and support based builds. But yeah, that's kind of the stuff that's on the agenda for tonight. And I guess let's get in here and let's, what do we want to start playing with? I don't know what I want to do. Oops, smack the mic, why don't you? I'm gonna get in here. Let's just start with some PvP. It's always good to wind down by playing some calm Destiny 2 PvP, right? I got a bunch of stuff here that needs to get dismantled. Let's infuse some of this business real quick. And then, oh, actually, first pit stop, we're gonna go to the tower so I can grab some stuff here. And then while we're loading in, let's go check out what's in the Eververse store, because I have not logged into Destiny 2 today. Fun fact. Okay, no new shaders. They have the helmets for the for your characters. That's not... Oh, don't forget your bright dust, of course. Let's see here. Look at that. They have the crab appendages for this weapon, which I'm probably gonna get. I'm gonna buy this even though I don't even have the weapon, and it's probably gonna be forever till I get this weapon. I do want to have it because I actually really like this ornament. I think it looks really cool. Other stuff here. Oh, hold on. Hate when it does that and pulls you out of the menu. Cowbell emote, take out the trash. I may or may not get to take out that trash emote. Let's go pick up some upgrade modules so I can upgrade my gear, and then we'll go and do the other business.
You don't look too banged up.
Oh man, how many of these we're gonna pick up? Like 25, because I have 0 right now. 5,000 I get. Down to what? I don't know. Let's just keep going. I mean, let's be honest. we get so much glimmer anyways. That looks about good. Okay. Ooh, that actually seems like a pretty decent auto rifle. If you like high impact auto rifles, no, 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 no. I really wish they would bring back Farewell with a better roll, with better rolls. Sorry, not a better roll. Singular. No, better rolls plural. And then just gonna upgrade some of this stuff here. Or let's just upgrade some stuff in general. I don't know. Like I kind of everything I use is already on my characters. I don't really know what else to do. Let's do the navigator, I guess. Did I get that ornament? Oh no. Have they ever sold this ornament in stores? Sorry, I just randomly remember that they have that ornament for the navigator, and it looks really cool, but I don't think that they... I don't know if they ever sold it for Bright Dust, because I don't spend my hard-earned silver, even though I have like 60,000, or no, not 60,000, 6,000. No, I have like 6,000 glimmer, something in there. Oh gosh. I guess we'll just infuse this, right? Works for me. Okay. Now, let's go see. So much to do. So much to do with the tower. Oh my gosh, we have so much to do with the tower here. Let's actually go and decrypt some of these. Do this first.
Let's see what we've got for each other.
Let me pull up. Sorry, I have a list here. Okay. Pair of boots, which I don't think I need. I like to keep at least one thing in my inventory at 1900 power, just in case I need to lower my power level. I know that that's not something that many people probably do, but I do lower my power level every now and then. Just so I can get matched with noobs, or just so I can lower it so much that the game doesn't match me with anybody, and I can go solo matchmaking. I don't do that often, but still, I can. It's nice to know that I can if I really, really wanted to. All this Iron Banner stuff from last week, a bunch of rolls I don't really care about. Stuff that I don't really think is all that good. We've got more infusion to do, so let's go do it. But no, one of the things I did want to talk about tonight, of course, I was roaming supers, the state of roaming supers, because man, how many of y'all use, okay, hang on, actually, I don't want to say how many of y'all actually like use roaming supers, but like think about it, like how often are you using, say, Fist of Havoc? Actually, you know what, let's go through each subclass. Starting off with Hunter, Spec Blades, right? What else is a roaming super? Arc Staff is a roaming super. Silk Strike is a roaming super. What are some other roaming supers? I think that's all of them, right? Golden Gun is roaming super, of course. What are the other roaming supers I can think of? I think that's it on Hunter. For Warlock, we have, of course, Song of Flame. We have Dawnblade, Nova Warp, Stormcaller, Winter's Wrath. I think that's the name of it, right? The Stasis one. What else? I can't really remember off the top of my head. I can't really remember every single super that currently exists in Destiny 2, but you know, we can start with that and just go from there. But how often are you using most of those? Like, when was the last time, you know, you think about Fist of Havoc? When was the last time you used Fist of Havoc? It's probably been like forever since you've used Fist of Havoc. And the reason why is because Fist of Havoc isn't good. And we had a video come out, you know, where I talked about this. I guess it's been a lot of months now. Hi, Isabella. Welcome into the chat. But it's been months, maybe even potentially like a year at this point since we made that video. And basically in that video, we talked about roaming supers and what one of the primary problems with roaming supers is. And one of the main issues with roaming supers is, of course, there's not really a time when you can effectively use them, okay? And I know that there's going to be some counter to that. You can say, oh, well, what about, I don't know, Song of Flame. Song of Flame is good. Yes, Song of Flame is very good. Do custom art for gamers and streamers, like logo banners. Okay, very cool. I forgot what I was saying. Hold on, I can't concentrate on two things at once. I need to figure out what I'm going to infuse this junk into. What We need to go to the boots here because I have too many pairs of boots, and it has to be a pair of hunter boots. Let's just do these. And come on. There we go. Anyways, when it comes to roaming supers, the problem that most players have with roaming supers is that they're really not good. So one of the things when I'm thinking of a roaming super in high level content, right? Think like in-game, like raid level content. Think like, you know, Grandmaster content. I mean, Grandmaster content is a literal perfect example of what's, you know, it is as a place you don't want to use a roaming super. And why don't you want to use a roaming super? Because you know, first of all, the damage resistance on roaming supers is pretty low, in my opinion. You can activate a roaming super, you roam, you know, you run. First of all, you're behind cover. Okay, well, let's be clear. Like, if you're not behind cover and you are, you know, using a roaming super, like that's straight up an L play right there. But you are behind cover, you pop your roaming super, then you move. Yeah, Jake, I kind of figured as much. No. Jake, welcome to the club, buddy. It's good to have you back here. So happy you could join us. Jake, currently we're talking about the state of roaming supers in the game. And basically, you know, when you're in Grandmaster, like think about a Grandmaster Nightfall, and you're running around and, you know, you want to pop your super, like, is it safer to pop a roaming super like Spectral Blades or like Fist of Havoc? Or is it safer to, you know, pop a one and done super? Things like, you know, a tether, for example, you know, that's comparable on Void Hunter. Drop a thing like a tether or something like that. It's a lot easier to drop the tether. But the other issue that I have with roaming supers in their current state is the fact that they don't last long enough. You know, you activate it behind cover, then you have to run to your enemies, you get a couple kills, then you have to run back to safety before your super runs out. Because if you're in the middle of the battlefield and your super immediately runs out, like, you're gonna be caught with your pants down, which is obviously really problematic. And I think that's the primary issue with roaming supers. That's one of the reasons why you don't see people using roaming supers in in-game content. And I know just recently in the TWID, Bungie talked about how they're going to be fortifying, you know, resilience, or not resilience, I'm sorry, damage resistance on some of these, you know, these roaming supers. But I don't think that is going to be enough. Also, my face looks really bright here. Let me turn this down just a wee bit. There we go. Talk about for PvE, Jake, primarily PvE. PvP, obviously, I think PvP is a little bit of a different story. I think most players just gravitate towards one and done supers because they're just a free guaranteed kill, while, you know, inside PvP using something like, I think I have Spec Blades on right now. Yeah, I'm using Spec Blades. Spec Blades, you know, it's not guaranteed kills. Like, you can get killed out of it. And I think a lot of people are just afraid, more or less, of getting killed out of their super, which is why they don't use roaming supers inside PvP. But primarily, you know, when thinking about this, primarily PvP is what we're thinking about. PvE, sorry, PvE. Gosh, I'm going to get those two confused a lot. Come on. Thought that was going to be an enemy. So let me go toward, let's go, let me rush C. Maybe? Oh, hold on. And they still got it. It's okay. I should have it on lock here. At any rate, yeah, roaming supers, like, they don't last nearly long enough for you to have a, like, reasonable chance at, like, I don't want to say, like, got him. Actually, get him, teammate. Oh, baby. God, I knew it'd be a bad idea. I knew it'd be a bad idea to play PvP. I'm a very one-track mind kind of person. I can't concentrate on playing PvP. Hold on, let's see, what's he gonna do? They're gonna sit towards the back. There's also 3 of them, it looks like, in a group, which is probably important to remember. That's probably why, and also our team keeps coming to B, which this is not a map that you want to have B on. Let me go up here and give them a hand on A. I think there's just one out here, right? Time to go. Fly. He's just gonna run. He's just gonna run. That doesn't really surprise me. Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Also, can you hear my the clicks and snaps of my controller, my buttons? I don't know if the mic is picking that up. I have some. I have my. I've always used single tether to avoid getting so. Okay, literally inside PvP, I did that for years and years. Like I wish. Actually, I'm sure there's a website you could see how many like. Well, you don't get kills with a tether though. Like you don't really. Like, I don't know about you, I'm not getting kills with tether. Like, I can get kills while people are tethered, but getting kills with the actual tether itself is not something I'm doing very frequently. Also, I'm going to push back here because I don't want them to potentially spawn behind us. And I know that my team has been really aggressive. I'm not sure how to say your name. Arla. I'll just call you Arla. That'll make it easier on me. I'm sorry. Also, just so you know, chat is delayed by I think it's like 30 seconds behind. So if you are talking about something and I don't understand what it is you're talking about, that's probably the reason why. But Arla, it's good to have you in here. Let's have some fun. Now I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah, the tether. Yeah, tether. I'm not getting a lot of kills with tether, but I used to use tether frequently so that I could counter other supers. Because obviously, you know, if somebody pops Spec Blaze, just for example, Duke. Let's go with Duke. That is just a lot easier to say. Is one syllable as opposed to two. There's no way you're gonna try to do that, right? He did. Ooh. So I'm trying to move. Oh, the sound of the control. Okay. I could here. Let me get the mic right here. No, probably not that bad. I never. Fun fact: I never learned how to play MNK. Unfortunately, never learned how to play MNK. No, I shouldn't say I never learned how to play MNK because I play it on like when I play Minecraft, which I know I play Minecraft. I will say that with pride. But yeah. Anywho, God, I am so bad at staying on topic. That's something that as we stream for more, I'll probably get better at. But anyways, with that being said, yeah, the tether, it makes more sense to use. And I think inside PvE or inside PvP, people particularly gravitate towards their their one-off supers just because it's easier to use. You know, I think that people who let's go around the back here. Actually, you know what? Speaking of supers, he was gonna get caught in my smoke anyways. Where are they? In the middle. I'm gonna cap this flag. I know I'm using a whole, well, now that they're on. We gotta be careful they don't spawn behind us. Turn to ASMR. You know, I could do some Destiny ASMR. Be like, it's time for vault cleaning. Cleaning my vaults. Do some Datto ASMR. I'm not ashamed to admit that I fell asleep watching a Datto ASMR video. The one, where is he? Ooh, hello there. And I got it. There's another one in there? No, there's not another one in there. Grab this Orb of Power. Okay. But, anywho, I think PvP and PvE are totally different stories when it comes to roaming supers. Inside PvE is kind of the primary focus, and I think, you know, when I talk about things in Destiny 2, and this is I would hope is pretty evident in my videos. The primary reference I have when I'm talking about that's the last time. He already used it twice, so that's his third one. That was so lame. How cool would that have been? Because he thought I went off the map. Stopped shooting at me, but my aim was not very good. He's down there. Blinked out of the way. Oh, hold on. Stealth. I don't know. Did our teammate get him? Or was that an enemy? I couldn't even tell if that was an enemy or a friendly super that just popped. It was a Dawnblade. Also, we're spawning over here close to A, so I need to be careful that we don't lose the C spawn, I'm gonna push deep in the back over here,
Stay strong.
which we have one person. Gonna push. Per single tether is the amount of yeah. On and actually that's a very good point when it comes to objectives. Like inside of, I'm gonna pick this up. I know it's not mine, but I'm gonna pick it up. And check super progress. Check super progress on like of the enemy players. Yeah, of enemy of enemy teammates. Of enemy players, yeah. Yeah, and that's something that I do employ frequently, especially like whenever I'm like, I've got my super ready to go. I'm like, oh yeah, I've got my super ready to go. Like I want to use it. And I'm always like, well, I should probably see what supers they have. And then 90% of the time, it's a bunch of those one. He's gonna be in a rift. Careful. Oh my goodness. I jumped out of the way of your rocket, homie. Does he know I'm coming for him? He does not. Easy. I'm also gonna push back here again because I don't want us to lose this spawn. Normal is they don't have it, yellow is they have it. Yeah, like right now, there's a golden gun that's ready to be used on their team. That was close. Also, our team's getting B. That means they're gonna be going C right now because we just had a bunch of guys spawn on A. But in terms of the objective, yeah, I think that's another reason why one-off supers are so popular, because you go into trials, and in trials one-off supers are not as common as roaming supers. Like roaming supers are a lot more popular inside of trials of Osiris. And I mean, right, it's Sparrow control. I've forgotten about that. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry guys. I don't know why I just remember that it's Sparrow control, but
1 minute. Won't be long now.
Gotta do this. Ready? There. I'm gonna go hide. Where is he? He's down here. Hello there. Hunter using blink. Interesting. I don't see many hunters using blink. So whenever I'm talking about roaming supers, the bitrate, making it choppy. I don't know. I don't have it pulled up. I actually need to pull up Twitch on. It might be. It might be the bitrate, because I don't listen. My internet is not like the greatest internet that has ever been known to man. Missile and Storm's Edge aren't roaming technically. Okay, I will debate on this one because Missile's definitely not a roaming super. Storm's Edge though, I would kind of argue it's a roaming super just because you have an incredible amount of map mobility. Like if you could only activate it one time, you only got one blade that you throw, I would say that it's probably like it would be a one-off super. It's weird. I think Storm's Edge is in a weird place because Storm's Edge is it's a mix between the two. You know, like Missile Titan one-off, even though technically like you can get killed while you're activating your Thunder Crash. Oh, there you go. Duke just said that it might be on your end because his screen looks fine. Let me go here. A single use is equal to a pop. You just do it 3 times. That's true. Listen, and there's a slight blur. I swear. Check your in-game settings. I might have motion blur on. Let me. What is that under? That's under video, right? Anti-aliasing. No, none of those. Where is motion blur? Yeah, I have motion blur on. There you go. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm gonna leave it on. I don't typically mess with my settings because my settings, like I get them set in a very particular place and I like where they are, and that's where I just like, And trials you don't see room a lot unless you consider. Okay, so well, to be fair, I think that's when I'm talking about the trials here, I'm not talking about the current trials meta, because I think that Storm's Edge is easily like the most common super you're going to find in trials because of the fact that number one, hunters make up literally 50% of all PvP player base, but number two, Prismatic Hunter is still incredibly strong. Even though it was recently nerfed, it's still like super strong. But I think like if you look at like the climate of Destiny 2, like historically, right? If you look at it historically, I think that, and Trials, does Trials I don't think Trials features like any sort of skill-based matchmaking. I think Trials is all connection and card-based. Correct me if I'm wrong in that. Like, I know that, like, obviously comp is skill-based. I know that, yeah, even quick play has a little bit of loose skill-based matchmaking, but I think Trials is strictly card-based. Because, man, there's some weekends, like, I'll get in and I'll go flawless in literally, like, 30 minutes. You know, like, not lose a game.
Minutes left. Keep it
Trials is open queue. Whoa, I need to pay attention. Sorry, I need to pay attention. I was looking at chat. Okay, that's kind of what I thought. But Trials, like, I feel like I run into more. Take out Storm's Edge. Take Storm's Edge out of the equation. I feel like I run into more roaming supers. Dawnblade, I know you mentioned something about Dawnblade. I'll look at it in just a second. Look at that nerd. Oh, look, the avoid overshield right there, baby.
as one.
Wow, I got zapped by that plug one. That is why I love Echo of Vigil. Echo of Vigil allowed me to get my full health back. Oh, I hear my kid crying in there. I think he might be getting sick or something. Trials is skill-based matchmaking if you're on a flawed card. Okay, well, I don't ever play on flawed cards. Sorry. Yes, I do. I go flawless first, and then I continue to play on that card so I can continue to farm the rewards from it. And in Elim-based modes, I feel like single pop supers. So, okay, like two... Whoa, not good. Bro, he had a rocket launcher? Oh, man. And yeah, that's true. I think, you know, like, I think there is validity, like, using, like, it was like Twilight Arsenal, Thunder Crash, like those one-off supers inside Trials. Like, move up here slowly. He's gotcha.
You're nearly there. Fight on and claim
But
victory.
I think, you know, in terms of it from a PvE standpoint, uh-oh.
Now you're fighting with heart, Guardian.
Bro. This game is absolutely wild in terms of connection-based matchmaking. After this, I promise I'm gonna take a break from PvP so I can focus more on my conversations here, because I do want to talk about roaming servers, and I would like to probably like use this video as a means of, like, instead of making a whole video dedicated to this topic, just use it from the stream. But that being said, there's roaming supers inside PvE. They are, I don't want to say they suck, but most of them do suck. Roaming tend to be the second option in single pops, aside from classes that don't have a good alternative single pop options. Duke, Void Hunter is the perfect example of that. Okay, like Tether is decent, like it's okay, but Tether is not, like, by any means, like, nearly the best super. But would you rather use Tether or would you rather use Spec Blades? Like, I don't know. Like, I use Spec Blades because, like, it's fun. It can get me, like, more kills than a Tether potentially inside PvP. But in PvE, literally, I don't know if I have touched Spec Blades since, like, it dropped with Forsaken way back in the day. Like, that's, like, it is, Spec Blades is so bad inside of PvP. PvE, oh my god, you know what I'm talking about, right? I'm sure you do. But it's not, Spec Blades is not it in PvP. PvE, I'm gonna say, in PvE, take a deep breath, let me compose myself, get my shit together so I can properly talk about what I'm trying to talk about. Also, I'm gonna use a healing build here, because it's gonna allow me to focus more. Peaceful, calm, quiet, collected healing build inside of nice PvE activities. I see no problem. Let me rank something up here. We'll just do Necrotic Grip. But I think that, you know, from a PvE standpoint, and yes, it's true, I do play a lot of PvP stuff. Like, I think that, like, in most of the videos, like, unless it's specifically, like, you know, like an exotic recrafting video or something like that, I think in most videos I'm I'm just using PvE or PvP content, but I play, like, when I talk about stuff in Destiny 2, I try to typically talk in terms of PvE, because PvP is a very specific environment. Like, when I think of Destiny, I don't think of PvP. Like, I know I play PvP, but when my you know, people are like, oh, I want to get into Destiny, tell me about it, I don't ever talk about PvP. Like, I talk about PvE, and roaming supers inside of PvE, they're not good. 3 reasons for it. Reason number 1, they don't last long enough. Reason number 2, they have incredible energy expenditures, like, you know, going invisible, doing the little backflip in Spec Blades, or using the heavy slam in Fist of Havoc, stuff like that. Those are incredibly expensive. Like, you can use them, like, at most, like, realistically, like, probably 2 times in any given use of a super. I think the damage resistance, not the damage resistance, but the fact that there's very little healing is also a huge detriment to hi. Sorry. I think that not being able to heal during these supers, like Fist of Havoc, for example. Fist of Havoc, you used to be able to use Knockout to get health regeneration way back in the day, which of course led to problems in PvP, but there was also other issues with that super, you know. It wasn't just oh yeah, super bad. To be honest, I think the best reason is you never need a super for ads minus the tether. That is true. That was actually literally the very next thing I was going to say. Like, currently, even buffing like damage and stuff for supers, it's not going to do much for them, because our literally, like, why would I use for example, Nova Bomb? And we talked about this just on Monday. Talked about what's that exotic, Skull of Dire Ahamkara. Skull of Dire Ahamkara. Why would I pop a Nova Bomb in a crowded environment whenever I could get a bunch of kills with it, when I could literally probably use like a scatter grenade or a vortex grenade to the exact same effect? Why pop, yeah, exactly, why pop Dawn Blade when Sunbracers exist? Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Hold on. Sorry, I had to tell my wifey good night. But yeah, why would you pop a super on ads? And then, you know, that lends itself to like, okay, well, like some, like Golden Gun, for example. I don't know about y'all, I don't ever see Golden Gun used in PvE unless it's paired with Celestial Nighthawk. Why? Because Celestial Nighthawk, of course, gives it that big fat damage boost, but also it makes it kind of like that hybrid of a one-off and a roaming super, right? Like, you can activate, you can run around with Celestial Nighthawk, but yeah. Thank you. Sorry. I forget I have Hellion on too. I like Hellion. It's a good aspect. But yeah, so issues with roaming supers, they don't last long enough. They have a huge energy expenditure. And then that was the third one I was going to talk about. You know, the fact that why would I want to use a super to do, you know, to get to clear ads when I can just use a grenade? I can use I mean, honestly, we're at a point now where you can use like primary ammo weapons, like Risk Runner, Sunshot. Why would I want to use Dawnblade when I have Sunshot? Never mind Sunblaze, like just Sunshot alone lends itself to that massive ad clearing potential. I don't know. It's just not really. It's yeah, and I don't know how Bungie fixes that. Sorry, I honestly have no idea how Bungie doesn't, like, or how Bungie fixes the issue. Like, you can make them last longer. Like, okay, like, make Spectral Blades, and this is something that, like, I've debated. Like, how would it be if you could activate your roaming supers like Fist of Havoc, Storm Trance, what's another one, Dawn Blade, Spec Blades? Like, how like if you could activate all of these for a minute, like when you activate it, it lasts a minute with no energy expenditure. So when you use your heavy attack, no extra energy cost, or maybe reduced energy cost. I shouldn't say like no extra energy cost. I think no extra energy cost would be like that might be a little bit busted again, because, you know, think back to the days when Trample existed on Fist of Havoc, and you could literally make that super last like 5 minutes. It was insane. Also, I forget I have the exotic one that allows me to kill teammates easy. Also, he just uses Nova Bomb on that. See, perfect example. Why would I use my Nova Bomb on ads when I could use it on a champion and just delete, like a delete button? Don't kill me. Oh my god, I hate that. Okay, here. Oh yeah, I'm gonna use this. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Bungie could increase the duration of, you know, these roaming supers by a lot. I mean, they could make it last like 2 minutes. Is it gonna be worth it? No. And especially because, like, let's just take Fist of Havoc for example, okay? Because Fist of Havoc is a really, really, really good example. Oh, that is not an Overlord champion. I thought it would have been Overlord champion. Okay, I got this. Fist of Havoc, you can't heal yourself when you're in it. You have to have, like, you have to be healed from an outside source. For example, you know, a Warlock has to make you use their healing grenade on you, or somebody has to use a healing grenade on you. Uh-oh. Keep our boy alive. Okay, he got it. You know, you can't keep yourself alive. So even if it did last a long time, one of the issues you run into, you activate it, if you get, say, like, stomped by a high health target or something like that, you know, something that does a beefy amount of damage, like, half your health is gone and you don't get it back. And, like, Spec Blades has, like, at least some sort of countermeasure to that, because you can go invis with that backflip attack, or not attack, but that, you know, that backflip. You know, I guess it's an attack technically. But it's just like, it's tethered. Tether just makes more sense. So I don't know how Bungie, does anybody have any ideas on how Bungie could fix roaming supers to make them better? I would also say that, like, giving roaming supers the ability to make a substantial amount of orbs could maybe help that. Like, I think currently it's capped at 7 orbs, you know, for roaming supers. For one-off supers, it's capped at 5 orbs of power. I don't think that'd be enough though. I'd rather solo pop supers have large regen nerfs, and roaming supers single target DPS needs to be much higher. Give them niche value aside from fun factor. Yeah, I mean, that to me, like, it's hard because, okay, like, say something like Ward of Dawn or the Well of Radiance, right? Ward of Dawn, Well of Radiance, these are like 100% like support based exotics. Like, I'm a firm believer that Ward of Dawn in PvE only could have like the fastest like super regen time. In Destiny 1, it had the fastest super regen time. You could get Ward of Dawn back so freaking fast, like crazy fast. It was amazing. Now, what is its base cooldown? I think its base cooldown is what, like, I don't know what its base cooldown is, but I know it's not what it used to be. I think in Destiny 1, its base cooldown was like 3.5 minutes, right? The issue with more orbs, you risk other solos, pop supers abusing extra energy. You don't want roaming supers just be batteries for good supers. That is also true. You know, Bungie could potentially tune it the same way they've tuned like energy gains from Demolitionist and stuff like that. Like, you know, if you're using what archetype, or if you're using certain abilities, like certain grenades, or you have certain weapons, certain aspects equipped, like, it actually decreases the amount of energy you get from the what's it called? I totally I forgot what I was saying. Welcome to my world. That's what ADHD does for you, friends. 7 minutes. Okay, yeah, 7. That's what, dang, really? It's 7 minutes base in Destiny 2? That's insane. Oh, well, no. Hold on. I totally messed that up. I was wrong. In Destiny 1, at tier 10 intellect, you could get it in like 3.5 minutes. But I think it not at like just base tier. I think base tier Ward of Dawn in Destiny 1 was like 6 minutes. Right? Like, that sounds about right. Like, intellect was a big deal. Like, I remember having max intellect stuff on my Titan so that I could get, you know, that Helma Saint 14 bubble up as often as possible. But with that being said, oh my goodness, that man looks cool. Seeing hunters that look like this, I was gonna go off topic for a second, really makes me want to buy that Spectral Displacer set from the Eververse store, because that looks as cool as freaking can be, which is amazing. Love it. Anywho, I need to get back on topic here. Do I want to keep that? Nah. I never remember my god rolls. I was cleaning up my vault a couple weeks ago. I had 3 of the same Glissandos in there. Water. Very nice. And what was I saying? Or no, I was gonna hop on Titan and do some battlegrounds. And I was also going to look and see what I need to do for my title, because that was something that I said earlier that I wanted to work on, and I haven't been working on it at all. Here we go. The Intrepid title. Listen to all the failsafe broadcasts. Okay. Okay. Expert battlegrounds. Okay. Dang. I gotta go do Encore. Guys, I'll be honest. I've only done Encore once to get the weapon. I haven't done it for any of the catalysts or anything. I don't know. To be honest, where's the thing I'm looking for? Right here, right? To be honest, okay, like, don't get me wrong, I love Destiny. All right, I do. Okay, I will tell people it's my favorite game. I've got, let me pull up my Steam here. Let me pull up Steam and tell you how many hours I have in Destiny 2 just on Steam alone. This is not including what's it called? Oh, where's my library? Come on. Sorry. It's not including Xbox time, because I used to play this game on Xbox way back in the day. Destiny. Oh, right there. I have 5,806 hours in Destiny on Steam alone. Okay, not including Xbox time. Anyways, that being said though, like Destiny, it's gotten to a point where it's not boring. Also, oh my god, what is going on? There we go. I just glowed like the sun. Oops. But it's kind of that point in the season / episode. I know we're moving to episodes and stuff, but it's that point where I'm just like, meh. Also, it is hard for me to, when I like, ooh, did I go the right way? I feel like I can never. Oh yeah, I did go the right way. I haven't done this in a while. Oops. Let me turn. It's burning. It's on fire. Wait, okay. Why did my jetpack my jetpack not activate a second ago? Yeah, I have a bunch of hours playing Destiny, but it's since we killed the Witness, like I'll be honest, like I just haven't had as much drive to play. Like I've been taking a Destiny hiatus, shall we call it. I've been playing other games. By other games, I mean primarily just playing Fallout, which is always a lot of fun. There we go. Heal my teammate. Oh my god. And one more. All right, that works. But I've been playing, taking a Destiny hiatus, not because I don't like the game, but because it's just kind of boring. Like I cannot bring myself to do Encore. Like I'm not super excited, and like, okay, this might sound like kind of bad, but like when I found out that the weapon was going to be a special ammo weapon, I kind of lost interest in it. Like I thought it was going to be this really awesome primary ammo weapon that shoots at 225 rounds per minute. I was like, oh, that's going to be super cool. And then found out it was special, and that just like killed like all of my drive. Like, oh, I want to go get it. Like I got it. I did the mission. The mission was fun. It was a good mission. Don't get me wrong. But I just like, I don't want to keep doing it. I don't want to do it 50 times over. It's just not fun to do it like that. And all those enemies died on the first wave. So the Consecration Slam didn't do anything for me. Yeah, and that's me. Now I will say that like, I still play. Like I still play every week. You know, I log in several times a week. Obviously, you know, I'm trying to get back into streaming now, which is pretty cool. So I'm gonna be playing this at least twice a week. But it's just like it's hard to find that motivation. Hopefully, with Revenant coming very soon, like I'll feel that, I guess, like spark of energy. I don't even know what the heck to like call it. I guess I'll feel that, desire to like want to play again. But I don't know, it's just hard. Like the seasonal story, like it's not bad by any means, but it's also not all that interesting. Like I need a reveal on what the heck the next saga is gonna be. Like that's what I need. Oh, I did get that. Oh, I forget. Also, I have anti-barrier. Did you get hit by that? Oh, we did. Okay. I have anti-barrier pulse rifle. No, you just need to find something in game you enjoy to latch onto now or in future seasons. The PvP. I'll say this. I love PvP. Like Destiny's PvP is unmatched. Like for anything basically. Like, it's so fun. It's so unlike any other PvP I've ever really played. It's a lot of fun. But of course, when it comes to that stuff, and this is actually you know, something that Astacross just talked about in a video earlier this week, I think. He was talking about the grind in Destiny 2 and how players in Destiny 2 need to, quote, make up their mind. They need to make up their mind because, you know, first we complained that, you know, it's not grindy enough, then Bungie brings back grind, so to speak, and now players are not happy about it. I'll be honest, like, I know where he was going with that video, but he really missed the mark because it's not all about grind. And I have never met a player that just says, oh, I just want the grind back. And in our video we talked about last week, we talked about Destiny 1 and the grind of Destiny 1 being not present in Destiny 2. And when like what we mean by that is, like, Destiny 1, it wasn't just, oh, you had to sink in a lot of time to get stuff, because that was an aspect of Destiny 1. Okay, like that was an aspect of, you know, Destiny 1, like you had to play the time to get what you wanted. Like exotics were not handed out like candy. You know, legendaries were incredibly rare. Even at the very end of D1's life, like they were I don't want to say like rare, but they were uncommon, right? That like they weren't, you weren't getting a the heck's going on over here? Hold on, there's something over here. This is a boss. Oh, there's the boss right there. Oh. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. Hopefully my teammates come over here and help me. I actually didn't ever know this boss was over here, fun fact. So we're gonna kill it and see if I get an achievement or something. See, I don't mind the power grind coming back. Like I know a lot of people are like up in arms about it. Oh my god, those things, they hit so hard. I know a lot of people are up in arms, but I like your words here, a freshness check. That is a very good way of putting it. I like that. Making sure you're up to date on stuff. You know, that makes sense to me. I don't know. I think so many people. Okay, here's the thing about Destiny players, right? Destiny players, they get set in their ways. Okay, and I don't remember if this is gonna sound bad. I don't remember if I talked about this in a video, because I was planning on making a video talking about, you know, Destiny 2 players. You can't make Destiny players happy. There's no way. There's always going to be something to complain about. There's always going to be something that is problematic, like, you know, and granted, like, some of the stuff is valid, but a lot of it is just, it's stuff like that. Like, oh, we want power grind back. Okay, here's power grind back. Oh, but guess what? We actually don't want it. We lied to you. Or you have awkward situations where like 50% of the player base wants something and like 50% doesn't. So you do it, because it sounds like that first 50% seasonal upgrade every time. See, I've seen the other ones in other battlegrounds. I've never seen it in this battleground. Which upgrade is it? I know I have most, not all the upgrades. I don't think I have all the upgrades. I think I need Nessus 7. That's what I need. Anywho's, speaking specifically about the you know, the grind. See, like when it comes to Destiny 2 players, you're gonna have, like, say half of the player base is gonna want one thing, half the player base is gonna want another, and it's like, oh, okay, well, you know, we'll do this thing because the player base is asking for it, and then, you know, you do that thing, and the player base that wanted it to happen is now quiet, but the player base that didn't want it to happen is you know, they're speaking up. Right, that's what, you know, so, you know, when we say you can't make the Destiny 2 player base happy, you can't. But what I was saying about Astacross's video, let me read this comment. Many complaints I see are people want a quick solution to a difficult problem. Yeah, literally, that is, you couldn't have put it in a better way, honestly. Like, you know, Destiny 2 has been built for, what, 7 years on having a ton of loot. Like, if Bungie were to go in and tone down the drop rate of exotics, tone down the drop rate of legendaries, players would lose their freaking minds. They would. Okay, because that's what they do. Because number one, like the Destiny 2 community, they got to be mad about something all the time, right? Like I can say this because I'm a member of the Destiny 2 community, but you know, there's something to just be mad about. Like, oh, okay, like, you know, oh, the power grants come back. Oh, they reduced the drop rate of exotics. Now, how am I going to get my exotics? They blah, 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 blah. You know, they did this, that, or the other, you know, whatever it might be. But like, you need, like, this is why I think a Destiny 3 is kind of needed. You know, I really hope that they can tune things. Players said they wanted random rolls to be the in-game grind. Then people complain about RNG. They complain about the new loot is interesting because their old weapons exist, but you can't take it away. There's only so much that can be done. I mean, that literally, again, that sums up the problem. I think also weapon crafting has hurts Destiny, like the grind a little bit. Like, I want to be careful when I say this. Destiny 2, it's okay, it caters to a casual, okay, it has become a more casual game. It's not a bad thing by any means. Like Destiny 1, in my opinion, was the ultimate like uncasual friendly game. Like you couldn't just go in Destiny 1 and like, oh, I'm gonna play this game, I'm gonna play for like 2 hours a week in total and everything's gonna be great. No no, my dear friend. No, Destiny 1, you had to sink the hours in because literally everything was RNG. Like you had players that dedicated their lives to Destiny 2, had 4,000, 5,000 hours in the game that never got Gjallarhorn because they just got straight up unlucky. I don't think that's necessarily the way, but of course, you know, then Destiny 2 drops in its original state and they completely took out random rolls. Like they said, oh, your random rolls, they're now stagnant. So when you get one, I remember watching Luke Smith talk about this, and I remember so many people in the Destiny community were like, yes, like this is gonna be so great. And even back then, I had a group of friends that still played Destiny 2. I told them, I was like, I don't know about this one, guys. I don't know about this. I think this is not gonna end well. And they're like, man, what are you talking about? Like, don't you hate the RNG? Which I have been blessed by RNG, to be completely fair. So like, I wasn't tripping too much about RNG. But I told them, I was like, I think that like if you take out random rolls from the game, like once you get all the weapons, what's the point of going on? Like seriously, you know, think of Vault of Glass back in D1, or really any raid in Destiny 1. Any raid in Destiny 1, you had stagnant rolls on the weapons. Or I think, or with the exception of, no, I think even Wrath of the Machine had stagnant rolls. Beautiful. I love doing consecration. But even Wrath of the Machine, I think all the raids in Destiny 1 had stagnant rolls on their weapons. Like, how many of y'all, like, think about it, like how often did you actually curated rolls? Yeah, there you go, curated rolls. It's stagnant rolls, you know, mean the same thing. But like, how many people continue to do Vault of Glass after they got, you know, Vex Mythoclast and Atheon's Epilogue and Praetorian Foil? Now that was a nasty one because Praetorian Foil had a wildly low drop chance. I got Praetorian Foil before I got Fatebringer, before I got Atheon's Epilogue. I think I got Vision of Confluence. I think that was my first raid weapon. I think Praetorian or Vision, or maybe it was Heathen's Vengeance. I don't remember exactly which one my first one. I know the Praetorian Foil was like my second raid weapon drop. And then Vex Mythoclast I got on my third clear of Vault of Glass back in D1, which was pretty cool. Unfortunately, I didn't really know its power in PvP at that time, and so wait, bro. Oh, I hate Minotaurs. A random loot pool, but with specific drop that's decent, good middle ground that drops a lot. That was a solution, but everyone felt like the 10/10 loot should be something you can farm in 2 hours without any weekly log. Yeah, and see, that's more or less kind of what has like been causing Destiny 2 to deteriorate. Like, I mean, even as I was a very hyper casual player in Destiny 1, so I only ever did Vogue and Crota a few times. Let me tell you, D1 Vault of Glass. Sorry, Duke, we're gonna go off on a little tangent, little side note here for Jake, but Vault of Glass in Destiny 1, because you did it. Obviously, it was amazing in Destiny 1. Like Destiny 2, like it's not bad, but man, in Destiny 1, like it just hit different because like the builds and everything were different too. Like, you know, Destiny 1, like you didn't have, like, you know, every Titan used bubble. Ah, the good old days, man. I remember. Sorry, reminiscing, I guess. Crota was also fun. I remember when Crota was soloed, like a few weeks after his raid drop. That was wild. I got in there and I tried to solo him. I couldn't do it back then though. I wasn't talented enough in Destiny, I suppose. I wanted to consecrate all these homies. Oh yeah, give me that juicy. Oh yeah, let's put this up. I have this build on because I'm trying to get use out of Red Death and Lorelei Splendor as making kind of like a what would you call like a I don't know what, like a kind of like a warlock build, I guess. You know, like I put the wall down right here. It has a sunspot on it, so I have like, you know, Sun Warrior and stuff. And then I have blind as heck, I can't see. And then I have Red Death on, so I can just stand behind my barricade. I can constantly get kills, drop those little healing orbs of whatever they're called that come from Red Death. But I feel like the Phoenix, what is it called? Not Phoenix Protocol. The other one. The boots. Phoenix Cradle. That's what it is. Phoenix Cradle. It was the base version, not the 390 power. Bro, let me tell you, it was a long time before I ever did the high difficulty. Or, well, okay, the 390 version. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about, like, that was, like, Age of Triumph era, right? Like, I'm pretty sure that was Age of Triumph era. I mean, Destiny 2 vanilla, like 2014, you know, your power was capped at 30. Like, they didn't have, like, there was a light level technically. Like, once you got your character to level 20, then you could, like, get light level gear up to level 30. Oh, man, reminiscing. Forever 29. I remember Forever 29. I was not unlucky. I got, I had Insurmountable Skull Fort, and then I had the rest of the raid armor, the rest of the Vaulted Glass armor. Pretty quickly. Again, D1's RNG. Actually, I'm not like D2. Destiny RNG does shine in my favor quite frequently. When it comes to like raid exotics, I really need to get in there and do Salvation's Edge. I haven't even cleared Salvation's Edge. That kind of shows you how much, like how little effort I'm putting in Destiny 2. I have not cleared Salvation's Edge. I've done a few of the encounters, but I've never like sat down and consciously like, oh yeah, I want to do it. Like, I know that the first encounter was a lot of fun, like running through like those, like, you know, like chicken with your head cut off, connecting the dots. I also like the second encounter, the Herald of Finality. That's the second encounter, I think, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. To do, yeah. Oh well, I did it blind. I think 3 or 4 days after. Like, I made my first attempt like 3 or 4 days after it came out, and just didn't really have the time like to do it, I guess. Which I hate saying, like, oh, I didn't have the time to do a raid, but like, I don't know, like, man, Destiny 2 is not really like not doing it for me like it once did. Let me pick this, help me up here. We'll put a wall down on it. Yeah. See if I can get some healing going. Blind experience is a whole day. Oh yeah, that's for any raid though, like any non-returning raid. I mean, even for Crota, like if you went in there blind, well, hold on, I'm trying to remember. I got Necrochasm and I got all the weapons that I wanted craftable from Crota, so I don't remember how to do it in Destiny 1. I still need Oversoul Edict and Sword Breaker. I always want to call it Sword Bearer, but Sword Breaker. I still need those two from that raid, like craftable, but I don't really care to get them. Crota blind, like if you've never done it before, I don't know. With reprise raids, it's hard to say because like we did them in Destiny and we have an idea of where we're going and stuff. Like for example, like the first area of Crota's Inn, like it was literally the exact freaking same as it was in Destiny 1. Now yeah, there was different mechanics. Oh yeah, I haven't done the fourth encounter, and honestly, okay, like that's something that kind of is kind of keeping me away from it because like I don't like I don't like doing raid encounters that are just incredibly difficult. Well, no, hold on. I don't mind difficult encounters. I don't mind difficult encounters, but I don't like encounters that require everybody to have a very specific knowledge set. Like Acquisition, for example, Acquisition from Vow to Disciple. Just Rigcacus makes forever long guides. Legend. I'm gonna finish reading that comment. It's really simple once you know it, but there's so much okay, like I haven't done it, but like I've watched the Rigcacus guides. Like I know that like number one, like you need to be able to identify like all the other guardians. I guess not all, but certain players need to be able to identify the the guardians that are present in their raid group, right? Because that's going to be important for like making some call outs and stuff like that. Let me just see if I can kill this guy. What's his health at? I can't see. Can y'all? Ads are a monitor. This isn't even, look at this. This isn't even a legend version. And I'm struggling with it. But I'm also trying to talk. It's like drinking and driving. Like it's very difficult to either drink or drive. Like it's easy to drink, but it's not easy to drive afterwards. It's easy to drive, but it's not easy to drink. That was probably a very poor example. But like I have a general idea of like kind of how to do the fourth encounter. You got to know what your teammates look like. You got to know, circle, square, triangle, the prism call outs, like cone. I'm trying to think of all the shapes. If it's square and triangle, it's like a pyramid. If it's circle and square, it's a cylinder. Like I know that. It's just like I don't know if I don't want to sit and dedicate like hours of my day to doing it for like just a little bit of loot. Like I'd honestly rather just learn how to kill the witness and just go kill the witness once a week and get red bars from that. Plus, also, I'm not gonna lie, none of the raid weapons really piqued my interest. Like, I guess like the pulse rifle was like okay, like the pulse rifle was kind of cool. Oh. The pulse rifle was kind of cool, but like the submachine gun, it's nothing I can't live. Lots of random info for why the encounter works, yeah. But to do it, each person needs to know how to read what room you're in. See, and that's the thing, like, because you don't have like control over like who knows what, it can be difficult. Like I remember like Atheon way back in the day. Atheon, you could actually like determine who would get teleported, right? And so like you could have like the teleporter go in. They were just the one that was literally furthest away from Atheon, and they could do all that. So you had a whole ton of players that never knew what to do. I mean, same thing, I guess, same principle with Crota's End too. In Crota's End, like you had people who didn't know what to do because in Crota's End, it was literally just, okay, stand here, shoot Crota the rocket launcher. There you go. That's all you gotta do. That's it. Let the one sword bear, which granted that whole encounter didn't really lend itself to being like a team learning experience because only one person, I guess technically you could get two, could kill Crota. How much radiolite do I have? Let's see. I don't care. I'm gonna delete that exotic probably. Demo desperate measures. Don't want that. Yeah, that's the big one. Even one or two people who don't know what's going on. Exactly. And I'm at a point in Destiny career where like if you're gonna make me struggle through like having to like teach people or struggle through having to like let people learn, like it better be, the reward better really be worth it. Like what's a reward that was worth? Let me think. Let me go to the exotics here and remember what are some of the raid exotics. Necrochasm's really good. Man, look, none of the raid exotics really scream like, oh, this is excellent. Like Touch of Malice, I don't know if I've ever used Touch of Malice inside Destiny. Like I use Necrochasm. That's the only, okay, correction. There's one raid weapon that I use very frequently. And that's Necrochasm. I guess Divinity too. Like if there's nobody else who's going to use Divinity, but you only need one Divinity. And since it's nerf, it is just not really not really good. Collective Obligation isn't really that good. What are some other ones? I know of course Vex Mythoclast. Vex Mythoclast is like pretty good though. Like Vex Mythoclast ain't nothing to complain about. And then for some reason they did a huge amount of heavy weapons from raids, like Legend of Acreus, Thousand Voices, where is it? Anarchy, What was it? Another raid exotic. Eyes of Tomorrow. Like these were all raid exotic. Like I don't know why they were so adamant on. Oh yeah. See, I don't have this weapon, but I still got the ornament because the crab just looks amazing. I like that. Anywho. Because heavy weapons have an easy time making a meta splash rather than primaries or specials that are more forgettable. Man, I'll be honest, I don't know. I don't know, like, Eyes of Tomorrow, I used it like 3 times in Gambit. And that was it. What was another one? Anarchy. Now, Anarchy did make a pretty big meta splash. I'm not gonna lie. Like Anarchy was an insane weapon for a period of time. It's still really good. It's not as good as it used to be, but it's still really good because it's got, you know, it got its reserves buffed. It also got its damage kind of returned, not directly returned, but it did get returned. So it's still pretty good. 1K voices, though, again, that's one that's like I used it during Sword Week because it had infinite ammo, which was pretty cool and pretty fun. But outside of that, I just don't use it. Legend of Acreus, I use Legend of Acreus for the memes because it's fun to use on a Arc Hunter build. Oh, I want to go play Arc Hunter now. Arc Hunter is so much fun. But yeah, like I'm not opposed to Bungie adding heavy like raid weapons or like dungeon like in-game tier weapons, but like they got to be really good. They got to be really memorable. And I think what they're doing with most of the raid weapons they've been adding is just trying to make them fit a really cool niche role. Like you know, the one from Salvation's Edge, Euphony, like it's a cool weapon. It's cool that it spawns so many threadlings. It's cool that it's a special ammo 3-burst linear fusion rifle. Like that's awesome, but at the same time, it's very specific. Like, you know, you want to build into a strand. Collective Obligation is like the biggest victim of this whole situation because Collective Obligation, like, it had, where is my, hold on, let me look for my, here it is, my arc build. And yeah, and that's true too. Like, I think that if that's Bungie's mentality. If it's got the purple ammo, if it's heavy ammo, we can do crazy stuff with it because ammo is limited, right? I mean, I guess that's their kind of thought process. I don't know. I would like to see more like real, like Choir of One, for example. Choir of One is a great example of an exotic because Choir of One pops, it hits hard. It's a powerful weapon, which, to be fair, I think that Choir of One's probably at some point like might get a nerf, like in terms of its damage, because it, well, actually no, correction, it technically did get a nerf to its damage because they fixed how it was working with Divinity, because with Divinity it was an insane weapon. With the div bubble being, granted, you had to jump through a bunch of hoops to get to it, but anywho, what was it called? Yeah, next season they're gonna be tuning the ammo reserves. They said have fun with it until then, though. Does it still work with Divinity, or did they patch that? I think it still does, because I think they said that all the nerfs that were gonna happen to it, they're waiting for next season to come before they do that. Also, ooh, I'm red. All right, I keep looking over here at my screen to make sure that things are still running smoothly via Twitch, and okay. Oh wait, hold on. There we go. Been a minute since I played Arc Hunter. Still works unless they did it as stealth mode, and they didn't announce it in the patch notes. I don't use Choir of One because it's special ammo. I hate saying that because like I feel like that's like I feel like, come on, there we go. I feel like it's like low key like rude to be like, oh, I don't use it because it's special, but like at the same time, I'm not a fan of special weapons that are like should be used as primaries, or is that the way I'm trying to word it? I don't think that's the way I'm trying to word it. Like, okay, what's an example? Like, I'd have to go back and look. I'd have to honestly go look at my special weapons. Oh, like rocket sidearms. Like rocket sidearms are phenomenal. Like they're great. I don't use them that often though, because like they're really like supposed to be a primary ammo weapon, but you kind of like should really be using it with a primary weapon because it's a special weapon. You don't have to use it with a primary ammo weapon, but you should, because if you run out of ammo, it's going to be problematic. That's one of the things, like, I'm excited for Icebreaker, because Icebreaker... Oh, no, okay, I think when you're thinking about that, I think what you're thinking about is, what's the name of that one very specific, the Aberrant Action. Aberrant Action is like, that's a mid weapon. Like, everybody's talks it up like, oh my god, it's crazy, it's so good. Like, Aberrant Action is not nearly as good as, like, our other sidearms, our other rocket sidearms. Like, I would much rather use Indebted Kindness or the Call over Aberrant Action. People love to say, oh, Heal Clip and Incandescent. Man, Heal Clip and Incandescent is best on primaries, like, where you can get a ton of kills. Like, primary substitute always falls short of other options to me. It depends on what other options you're referring to. Like, okay, like rocket sidearms, like I have the Call. I have it craftable, but I've never crafted it. I'm just lazy, I guess. But my the Call, it's weird to say that, but the Call has Vorpal Weapon on it. That thing slaps. Like, that slaps like champions and stuff. Like, it hits so hard. Like, I actually really enjoy using that weapon. Not just champions. Like, it hits everything hard. It basically one shots all red bars, and then with Vorpal Weapon, it's also tremendous. Double special setups. Hey, Malachi, my brother. Good to see you drop by. You should run them on ×2 special setups. Like, again, I know that, but at the same time, like, the way that they've tuned special ammo, makes it so difficult to, like, run double, double primary, or not double primaries, double specials. And I know that it can be done. Well, brother, you don't usually catch my streams because this is only the second stream I've done in, like, literally years. But I'm trying to get back to streaming on Tuesdays and Thursday nights. But with that being said, with the whole double special, like, if I use, let's just say a sniper and a sidearm, right? We got a sniper and we got my sidearm. I can't stun this guy. Or wait, can I? No, I don't have unstoppable sidearm on. Oops. I'll take this. But yeah, you have a shotgun, you have your sidearm on. Like, even though, like, that's how it should be used, like, it's still, like, your ammo, like, your constraints on ammo are still tremendous, Sorry, my computer's lagging here, so if that's going on the screen, that's why you're seeing that. I'll tell you, Secret Sauce special finisher and ability based add clear that spawn. Yes, there are builds that you can make it work, which is why I think that they're pretty balanced, because, like, in order to make it work like that, you have to have a very dedicated build, right? Like, the builds that are problematic in Destiny 2 are the ones that don't have any specific build crafting, like the way abilities were at one point, where you could get basically just, like, grenade after grenade after grenade and melee after melee for doing, oh, I took it to the wrong side, for doing nothing. Like, those were lawless times in Destiny 2. Oh wait, I gotta do this. And yeah, you still can, but the thing is, like, when it comes to these, these grenade centric builds and stuff like that, you have to build into them. Like, I'm talking about, like, think back in the days when you didn't have to have any sort of build crafting. You just got grenades and melees like it was nobody's business. Like, it wasn't like all just passive gains. Heart of Inmost Light, bro. Heart of Inmost Light Titan. Oh, that was a good time. I remember doing King's Fall. And just spamming the hell out of not lightning grenades. What is it? Storm grenades. And those things would track, and they'd make a ton of, what were they called? The elemental wells, right? That's what they're called. They were the precursor to our subclass specific, sprites. But elemental well builds, that was peak Destiny build crafting. That was good times. I need to drink a water real quick. Yep. Because it could do that. especially like I said with those elemental wells. Oh man, part of it most like I think you're right. That probably was like peak. That was probably peak ability spam for like anything. Like I know that we've had a lot of like ability spam builds. Like I remember, or not I remember, but like Osmiomancy Warlock. That's really strong ability spam build, but nowhere near as good as. I'm gonna use my super. I'm just gonna throw into all these freaking Minotaurs down here. Nope, actually he beat me to it. I miss the well mods too. I miss the well mods. I miss that you could get your abilities back wild fast. Like I understand why they did away with it, but like I don't understand the like mindset behind like you know, void breaches and stuff. Like why are, I shouldn't say why because I kind of know the answer as to why, but like to me I'm like, why are these like elemental drops or whatever you want to call them, why are they locked to, like, you know, void is locked to class ability, solar is locked to grenade, what is arc? Well, arc is technically all three. What's the melee? Is there one for melee? The arc, stasis, of course, stasis. Cookie cutter, and same thing over, yeah. Well, I mean, at the same time, I'm not opposed to having cookie cutter mods. Like I'm not opposed to having very simple to set up builds, because here's the thing, like you can have like simple builds, but also like, you know, if you watch some of the build crafters, you know, in the community, which I've never been one really for build crafting. I think I have like one video on YouTube for build crafting, and it was because that build was absolutely cracked out of its mind, but it also depended on seasonal mods and stuff. But some of the builds that you can see in Destiny 2 are like, they're crazy good. Like you know, I watch let's see here, Error, he makes some wild builds that are really, they're more specific than just, oh, put this mod on, put this mod on. Like there's more build crafting put into it. Like I know like Astacross, he does a lot of builds and he has a lot of, like, you know, those build battle submissions and stuff like that. Like a lot of those builds are really like, they're not just, oh, here, put this mod on and put this thing on, you're good to go. Like, you know, I think that if players want an experience where they can, you know, have like a build crafting experience, you can get that inside Destiny 2. You know, and albeit like maybe not as crazy as you could in the past with its, you know, insane like well, like, you know, elemental wells and stuff, or you know, you'd make like 4 or 5 elemental wells. Simple is different from the same though. I'll build variety. I think you can say variety. It's completely on the shoulders of class plus exotic plus weapon, which is fine. The armor mods, it used to be another fact. That, okay, yeah, that is true. I would, and honestly, I would argue that most builds are like, I shouldn't say most, but mini builds. Like the exotic weapon doesn't matter. I'll say it, most builds in Destiny 2 are dependent on your class setup and your exotic armor, like from what I see, you know, because think about it, like I have, you know, oh, I'm going to do a healing warlock build. Okay, what do I do? Oh, I can put on Lumina, yeah, that's going to enhance it, or I can put on no hesitation, yeah, that's going to enhance, like make the build better. But let's be honest, it's all about Ember of Benevolence and what's that new helmet, the speaker sight. Like that's what makes the build.
Seriously corrupted.
What is this? Oh, I have too many Vanguard ingredients. You make / pick your class / exotic / weapons, then put on the same mod on every piece of armor as the last one, just with different flavor changing nade to melee build is 3 different mods. You don't see me? Okay. All right, my back is starting to hurt because I'm sitting up hella straight. Oh, I need to get my awards. Commendations, man. Let's talk about commendations for a little bit. I'm kidding. I agree. Like, here's the thing. I agree there could be more build crafting in Destiny. And, you know, I think, didn't Bungie say that they're going to be adding more mods in the future? Like, I'm pretty sure they said that. Because for me, like, when it comes to mods, okay, and, like, customization, like, look at this backup mag. Oh, that's a PvP weapon. Backup mag. Let's see, what else do I use in PvE? I use I use most of these in PvP. Oh, because I mostly play PvP on my hunter. Look at that. That is a moist roll. Sorry, totally unrelated. That is beautiful. I forgot I had this roll, and I just saw it, and I just remembered. That's cool. But yeah, like backup mag. Like, I mean, backup mag is the only thing people are using now. The other mod, the spec mods are gone. And like, you want to talk about build crafting and stuff in Destiny 2, like Bungie needs to have more variety in their mods and stuff. And that's what you're saying. That's what you're saying, Duke, because mods are pivotal to your stuff. And like you said, like people are just, put on a different build with the same mods. Actually, I could probably tell you here. Arc Scavenger, Arc Holster, Arc Reserves, Lucent Blades, Heavy-Handed Focusing Strike, Arc Siphon, Strand Siphon, and then Powerful Attraction Utility Kickstart. Let's just look at some of my other builds. I know this is a PvE build. Let's see here. Heavy Ammo, Void Siphon, Momentum Transit, Bolstering Detonation, Void Reserves, Emergency Reinforcement, Void Scavenger, Void Holster, Installation. Like, the mods, they do feel very lackluster. Like, I would love mods that have more impact on the way I play. Like, I think ironically, like class armor, like class item mods are like some of the most game-changing mods. Like the ability to pick up orbs of power when using your class ability just on command is really, really cool. Or you can increase your time for like your time dilation mods. You can spawn heavy ammo or special ammo. I'm just sad that armor mods were confusing, but they let the game have depth. Sorry. I wish we could have these non-elemental armor with a current system and then different elemental armors with the old system. A combination of the two. Allow for higher performance at the cost of being harder to work around. I think that is something that Bungie has casualized in Destiny 2. Again, earlier I think we were talking about it. I'm not anti-casual player. I don't want to sit here and say like, oh, the casuals have ruined Destiny 2, because the fact is that games run on the casual player. That's how it is. Also, let me just put on, put this build back on. We need them to make this game work. Yes. They need to make the game work. And I think that's one of the issues with making the game work is that you can't piss off the casual player base. And if they go back to how it was in Destiny, if they reduce the drop rates of exotics and legendaries and they make things harder to understand stuff, they're going to drive away the casual player base. And when you drive out the casual player base, there goes a huge chunk of your money, right? Like there's a reason why when you go over here, when you go into the store, there's a reason why these armor sets cost $20. Okay, 2,000 silver, that's effectively $20. Okay, it's not because hardcore players buy them, because literally the only sets I have are sets that I was able to buy through Eververse. This set I bought it through Eververse. This set I bought it through Eververse. This one I didn't even buy through Eververse. I got it way back in the day. It's so frustrating to see casual players feedback who don't have the foresight to see how it would go later on down the line. Yes, and that is a major issue with that's an issue with any video game. Like the casual players that say, oh, like blah blah blah, like I want this handed to me, and like, okay, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it on the channel before, sorry, but another game that I play is Fallout 76. Okay, I love Fallout 76. I have like 1,000 hours into it, which is not nearly as much as Destiny, don't get me wrong, but I love Fallout 76. I have so much fun playing that game, and it's so interesting to see the hardcore players versus the casual players in that game, because Fallout 76, the way they have structured their loot for so long is a structure of really, like, it's straight up RNG. Like, it is like D1 RNG. Okay, the end game of Fallout 76 is like getting all the legendary mods that you want on your armor, the legendary mods that you want on your weapons and stuff like that. And so many people have complained about it. It like historically, like people just complain. The casual player primarily, and even hardcore players too, to a degree, because I think when you have a strictly RNG system, you're gonna make everybody not really the most happy about it, because nobody likes, getting something or not getting something strictly based on a number. This was one of the problems with Destiny 1 and Gjallarhorn. Like, literally players were being excluded from content, like raid content and stuff, because of the the situation with Gjallarhorn. But anyways, to Fallout 76 though, the casual player base was complaining, oh, it's too hard, like there's too much RNG, blah 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 blah. I never complained about RNG, and I never complained about stuff, because in Fallout 76, like, I knew that it was a game that I was putting time into, putting effort into, trying to slowly over time build up my character, make my character powerful, because I saw what happened with Destiny. I saw that if you dump all your time into it, if you go out and get all the weapons, and you go out and get all the raid stuff done, and all the titles and everything done like that, you don't have anything left to do. You got PvP, and that's why I play so much PvP, is because I've done everything else I really want to do. So in Fallout 76, I didn't do that. Well, recently, with their most recent major update, season change, whatever you want to call it, they introduced the ability to craft legendary weapons. And you can't make people happy, because the player base, the casuals, were like, yay, like, we're finally able to craft our own legendary weapons. Not that easy, mind you, and we're going to talk about that easiness in just a second. But like, it totally destroyed so many players' egos. Like, players like, there's no point in playing. I've lost all of the drive to play, because now anybody can just craft their bloody 25 handmade that I had to work hard for. Number one, you didn't work hard for it. You got it because it was either duplicated, or you got it because you spent real life money on it, because unlike Destiny 2 and Fallout 76, you can trade items and stuff like that. I looked to MMO based games like PSO2, I don't know what PSO2 is, who literally solved these types of issues. RNG was a major part of the game, but after dozens of hours of focused grinding, you can curate the loot you exactly want. Player markets also go so far to solve many of these issues. And yeah, that's where I was getting with, in Fallout 76, is they have the player market, but they also introduced legendary crafting. However, unlike Destiny 2, where your legendary crafting is like, oh, go get 5 red boxes, which drop like freaking candy, like, to get these mods, like, you have literally like a 1% chance of getting one of these random legendary mods when you scrap a legendary weapon. So you have players going out and they are farming for hours and hours and hours getting these weapons. They're, and they're scrapping them because they're trying to get these legendary mods, and they're trying to learn, stuff like that. And like, that is fun. And there's so many casual players that they got into this update in Fallout 76, and they're like pissed. They're angry because they're like, it's not fair. The drop rate is too low. And it's like, no, it's not too low. You just don't put in the time. Like, we live in a society. Sorry, I had to play that joke. But we live in a society where everybody wants instant gratification, and Bungie has continuously provided that instant gratification to players. They have provided, oh, well, here's your crafted weapons. Here's your god rolls. Here's this, and this. You don't need to grind anymore. And one of the things I was actually planning on making a video about this, Bungie is signing Destiny's death certificate as we speak. Now, granted, we have some huge changes coming in the future. I think that PlayStation is really working on kicking some ass and getting Bungie back into the making the game that we all want. Let me read this real quick. And if you don't want to do a specific grind, you can opt to play something you want to play, then buy it from other players who are selling it. Yep, I'd raid so much more if I could try to get exotic drops to sell on a player market. Yeah. Yeah. Bungie will never, ever have a trade markets, because Bungie is completely anti RMT, real money transactions. As we've seen in like recoveries and stuff like that, like account recoveries and stuff, like they said, no, none of that. You can get carried. You can pay for a carry, but you can't pay for an account recovery, blah, blah, blah. But I don't think Destiny 2 will ever have a like markets, where you can trade items. That'd be crazy. Plus, like, I mean, why would you trade something that like everybody else can have like very easily? Like there's nothing in Destiny 2 that's difficult to obtain. Ironically, the most difficult weapons to obtain are the world drops. The drops where you don't have any control over them. Like, it's like, oh, you want a god roll controlled vision? Better go out and farm. How do you farm it? You just gotta play, and you get them randomly. What was it? Let's see here. This I don't have it on me here. But the sidearm, I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it was a solar sidearm, heliocentric in here. This was a world drop. I got one with heel clip incandescent. That was like that was the god roll I wanted, right? Got it within a couple weeks. I was super happy about it because you can't grind it. I think now you can grind it in Lost Sectors, but you couldn't grind it in the past. But anyways, one of the reasons why I think Bungie is signing Destiny 2's death certificate is because Bungie is constantly lowering the amount of time players have to play in Destiny 2. Like they're constantly, oh, you don't want to work as hard for this, whatever loot. Okay, we'll make it easier for you to obtain. Hence crafted weapons, hence such high drop rates, like stuff like that. But like when they're doing that, like yes, they're listening to the player base because that's what players want, right? Players are just saying, hey, we want easier to obtain loot. But when they're doing that, like I go on social media and I see people literally at the start of Act 3, for example, they're like, oh, I got Choir of One, I got my red boxes, I'll see y'all in 6 weeks. And I'm like, first of all, I know that they're not being for real because I know they're going to continue to play, but it's like, why is that players' mindset? It's like, why is it players' mindsets? Oh, I'm going to go do everything, get it all done, then be done with it. And that's what players want from Bungie, and Bungie keeps giving it to you. Bethesda, say what you will about Bethesda, but they are very diligent in saying, no, if you want something, you've got to work for it. If you want the ability to craft your weapons with anti-armor on it, you've got to go out and you've got to grind, and you've got to put your balls on an axe, till you get that anti-armor mod to drop for you, or till you learn the pattern to craft that anti-armor mod. Or not the pattern, but you learn the recipe to craft that anti-armor mod. I hope the upcoming tiered loot that can be better than crafted versions brings some form of this grind back. The shiny drops from Onslaught were also great. Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree. Like but here you go. This is another example of Bungie just lowering player, playtime. For the raids. Okay, let me go to my raid titles here. Let's just pick one. Let's just do this one. For the raids, I don't want to track that. Where is it? Hold on, I'll find it in a second. I will find what I'm looking for. Hold on. This one? I should have come prepared. Where is it? Anyways, look, some of these raid triumphs is like, once you learn the pattern for like a crafted weapon, like it makes the adept weapons that drop like have a higher, like have more perks on them. Or is that oh, I don't remember where that is. It might be in here. Let me look at it just so we can have something to go off of. Yeah, once you have all the red borders. Okay, yeah, here we go. Okay, so once you get all the red borders, you now have they have a chance to get multi perks. And like this is another example of Bungie. They're lowering player playtime, okay? Because here's the thing with adept weapons, the only reason players did raids is so that they could get those rewards. If Bungie had kept it to, you only get 2 perks in each columns, that you can change the other perks, because with the crafting stuff you can change your magazine, you can change your barrel, but you can't change the 2 main perks that you get. Like, they're giving players more ways of getting more loot, and yes, players like that. Players love the fact that let's see here, I think I have all of the weapons from Vow of the Disciple, right? Yeah, right here. So I've got all the weapons from Vow of the Disciple. So now if I wanted to go do Vow of the Disciple, I can get, multi perks on my adept drops. But again, once I'm doing that, once I get like the god roll deliverance that I'm looking for, I'm not coming back to play it anymore. Had they not done this, had they said, nope, adept weapons are going to continue to drop with just that 1 perk. Maybe if you do the challenge, then you can get a chance at an extra perk in each column, something like that. that would be keeping players' playtime up. And granted, people are going to moan and complain and whine and, oh, well, that's not fair. I don't like that. Like, I hate that I had to blah, 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 blah. Let's be honest. How much better are adept weapons than regular crafted weapons? They're like 1% better. Okay, they're 1% better. Okay, yes, an adept plug 1 is going to be better than a regular plug 1, but how much better? That much better, bro. Like if people who are absolute min-maxers, 100%, yeah, and not even damage wise, yeah, it's like the most like impactful thing I can think of is maybe on fusion rifles you get a faster charge time, which increases your damage output, but like all the other weapons, like no, like it doesn't. You know, adept weapons really need some. They need some, because to me, like I have some adept weapons in here. I don't go out and farm for adept weapons because having 1% better of a, you know, whatever, not that good. Yeah, so here's some of them. Let me see. I know I have some pretty decent rolls on some of my adept weapons that I keep, but like, it's like, I don't know. To me personally, now granted, to whoever, oh, oops, to whoever's watching this, like, you might have a different opinion. You might think that's, you know, oh my gosh, like having an adept weapon, that means that I can make my character stronger. Like that means I have to go do it. Like by all means, like, yeah, go do it, man. Like that, you know, wait a second. Do I not? Oh, I thought I had one of these with rapid hit. Ooh. Go play on my warlock. Go play Strand Warlock because I want to make some thread babies. Yeah, anyways, like I think that Bungie, they just continuously dropped player time in Destiny 2, and it's not helping the game at all. And again, hopefully, you know, we talked about hopefully in the future they'll come back and you know, the things that they're changing and doing and touching on and stuff like that will be, but I don't want to say like, well, they're gonna be better, but you know, they'll be touched up on, I guess. Let me pull up Dim over here. Oh, you know what? Hold on one second. I'm gonna go grab something. I'll be back in like just a few minutes. Not even a few minutes. I'll be back in just a little bit. Give me 1 second. Here, let me put something. What is this? Nope, you can ignore that. That's what that. Oh, man, that is an old screen. Where is my? Hi. Where is my? Here we go. Getting water. BRB. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Anywho, where were we? Oh, I was looking for a weapon that had hatchling on it. I don't know. I think that the state. I think, you know, I think we got way off topic here. In terms of Astrocross's video, you know, and in his video he basically talked about, you know, Destiny players don't know what they want. It's either too grindy or it's not grindy enough. Like, I think he missed the mark that he was going for. It's not that we want more or less grind. It's that Destiny 2 players want a more meaningful grind. When I go out and I do a nightfall and I get a reward from that nightfall, I want that reward to actually mean something. I want that reward to be something that I actually care about and I like and I enjoy, you know, or at least if not one of those, like it at least gets me a step closer, you know, because like, yeah, like, you know, we talked about the power level increase a little while ago. Yeah, the power level increase, like again, like that's good. I'm not gonna complain about that because it keeps things fresh, as we talked about, but that's not the kind of grind that I want. Like I want the grind to return of like, hey, like I went out and I did this thing and I got this. Oh, let me take this screen here. Yeah, I went out, I did this thing, I get whatever, blah 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 blah. You know, to get stuff, and it actually mean something. Right now, there is nothing in Destiny 2 to me that means something. Yeah, my frames are gonna drop for a second because I'm playing over here in dim. Destiny has a built-in feature where it lowers your FPS while you're doing something else, so that preserves CPU power. Need Kirk Hatchling. I know I've got. Oh my god, I forgot I have the godliest. I have the actual godliest of god rolls for this bad boy. Mother of Jesus, dude. Look at this. Look at this. Laird Magwell, Slice, Hatchling. Reload Masterwork. 75 reload speed at base. Is lovely.
Hi there.
But many people, I do as well, but many people want that grind, but won't take the slap on the wrist to allow that to happen. No, yeah, I think you're 100% right. Like, the growing pains are going to be too unbearable for players. That's just the unfortunate reality. Then you can't make a meaningful grind without more power creep. I don't mind power creep. Here's what I say, okay? Why doesn't Bungie just buff a weapon to insane power levels, okay? PvE, not PvP. PvP is a different story, and I think that's where the problems come in. But buff, I don't know. Let's find a really lame exotic that nobody ever uses, okay? Let's see here. What's a lame exotic that nobody... Here you go. Jade Rabbit. If the game gets 20% harder, but all new weapons did 20% more damage, then what's the meaningful difference between that and sunsetting? The game is 20% harder. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense, because there's not much discrepancy. And one of the things, like, I think... Let me look on my channel. Let me look at my YouTube channel, because I think we talked a little bit about a couple weeks ago. Did a YouTube video and talked about some of that stuff, like tuning some stuff that could potentially help. You know, let me just look here. Okay, okay, we talked about difficulty in Destiny 2. That's what it was. Outside PvP, making new weapons take place at the old ones, so the game looks and feels different than it did years ago. It's good also. Well, it's not the perfect fix, but let's just say next episode they buff Jade Rabbit, and Jade Rabbit becomes an insane force inside PvE content. Like, whatever they do to it, they make an insane weapon. Keep it that way for the duration of that season. Then Rat King becomes the next hot thing. Then after Rat King, then Thorn becomes the next huge thing. Like I don't think you necessarily have to be adding constantly like new weapons and stuff like that. And that's kind of what they're trying to do with the let me pull up. I think that's what they're trying to do with the what is this thing called? This thing. Oh, the artifact. It's right there. Of course, it's right there. I think that's what they're trying to do with the artifact. You know, they've got obviously your champion mods, but you've got stuff like incendiary rifle rounds. You've got auto rifle stuff like that. Like, they're trying to make it where, like this is these weapons are good, but I think it's just too like generalized. Like, give weapons their time in the sun. But things you already own being good doesn't make you play more. That's the difference. Oops, I didn't want to put that on. What looks ugly. Let me dismantle some of this stuff. Yeah, well, yeah, and that's what I know I mentioned it like a long time ago. That's when Destiny 3 needs to happen. Okay, Destiny 3 needs to happen. They need to strip everything because you can't, like, the issue Bungie has, they can't go back on their work. You know, we talked about this earlier. You can't go back and just reduce the drop rates for stuff. You can't go back and change like all this stuff. You've got to keep going forward, because you go back on that, players are going to get pissed. Players are going to leave the game. Okay, so you start with a fresh new game. You start with Destiny 3, Destiny Forever, Destiny, whatever. Okay, whatever you want to call it. New Destiny game. Also, what would be a good pairing here? I've got my primary. I'm doing a Threadling build. What's a good special weapon? What's a good heavy weapon to pair with it? Let's see. Just to tell you the truth, I don't even know. I could do Divinity. Just kidding. Wave frame grenade launcher plus SMG. Well, so the thing is, hold on. I want to use this. I want to use my Aisha's Care. I need to level it up anyways. But I want to use this because it's cool. So I need something for my energy slot. I need something for my heavy slot. I'm looking through here because I always like to have an exotic slot filling at least one of my weapons. Like, I just can't. It just feels weird to not have an exotic weapon. I use Tessellation. That's what I'm going to use. Plus, I think I need to work on it to get the catalyst anyways. And then I have a Mercado somewhere with Demo Hatchling. This will work. This will be serviceable. Let me put some of this other junk up. Junk. We'll store that in there for now. But yeah, Destiny 3 at this point just kind of, it just needs to happen. It's a no-brainer to me. If you want to do something different, like, I mean, they could always, like, you know, next expansion, they could totally change everything, because PlayStation could come in and basically be like, hey, we do not care. I don't want to do another nightfall. We don't care that, you know, about your player base, stuff like that. We want a game that works. We want a game that's going to be profitable, makes money, and tells them, do these certain things to the game. Okay, and then so they reduce exotic drop rates. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I have all these Ingrams that I just sit on. There's no reason for me to turn them in. Like, it's just gonna stuff that's gonna get dismantled. I also have a lost Ingram. Apparently, oops, didn't know that was in there. But, you know, they could come in and they could say, we're gonna gut Destiny 2, make it what it needs to be. I don't know though. I don't know. I think that just the loot grind needs to have more meaning behind it. Like, if I'm going into a Nightfall to get a weapon, I need to be rewarded for doing that thing. And I don't think the reward should necessarily be handed out to everybody. Just like it was in Destiny 1. Yeah. That's my thoughts on that. I think that Astrocross kind of missed the head of the nail in his video. He hit the board pretty hard. He missed the nail. In lighter hearted news, how about the healing builds? This is something I've wanted to talk about in a video for a long time. I just never got around to it. But healing builds in Destiny 2 have really taken a turn for the better. We've had a bunch of additions this season. Of course, we got the new Warlock Helmet speaker site. But we also got No Hesitation. We also got a bunch of changes to just general support stuff. And that's something that, like, I will say that Bungie has done quite well, is, you know, the way that they're changing support. So that I need to climb on this because I don't think I can jump high enough to reach that one. You know, they're working more towards support-based stuff. Now, I think that there's a lot of work that needs to be done. For example, Void Titan. I've made, I think, 3 videos on Void Titan. Void Titan freaking sucks. Respectfully. It sucks, so. Why does it suck? Well, it doesn't suck all around, but it sucks pretty much all around. Bastion sucks. Unbreakable in its current state, not that good. Okay, it's getting a buff next season, which the buff, I think, I don't remember exactly, but I think that buff might have been like the exact like suggested change that we had made a video about talking a couple weeks about in our Void Titan video breakdown, because yeah, Void Titan's just not in a good spot. Make me more thread babies. I forgot I have slice on this. I use my class ability. I don't even think I got a single enemy sliced. I hope that going forward, I hope we see more like support based builds. All right, dude. Have a good night. What time is it? I'll probably get off in about 10 minutes or so. I am tired as well. But the next 10 minutes, we are going to be vibing. Yeah, I want to see Destiny take more steps into like the healing, you know, the healing build stuff that it has been doing. I think that really like they need to make other classes have a more impactful healing, like more impactful healing builds. Like currently, you want to be a healer, like Warlock 100% the way to go. Like you can try to do it on Titan a little bit. Hunter, I don't see any real support measures in Hunter. Like you can make an argument for like oh no, bro, what the hell, bro? We are gonna pretend that didn't happen because I just lost all my little thread babies. Now, where's this powerful taken out? There he is. Wait, that's not. It's over here. Okay. Getting focus mode here. Oh, this pulse rifle is so good. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of a speaker of hate about Heavy Burst. Thought Heavy Burst was, you know, it's not that good, blah blah, but it's a very. Actually, let's get these threat things out of here. Come on, kids, pack up. No, my children! I left them behind. No.
Can't suggest the Shadow Legion are expecting an air assault in the material plane.
I left my
You
kids.
should have the drop on them.
Queen
Oh
Mara's
crap.
been invaluable thus far.
Gonna have to start
Sure
now.
how these rescue missions would have
Gonna have
fared without
CPS
her
crawling up my booty
Based
later.
on my scouting, we wouldn't have gotten far.
Fun fact, I used to work for CPS, believe it or not. Well, those were the days, man. Let me tell you about that. I'll tell you some of those stories on another stream or something, but those were wild, lawless times for me. Anyways, yeah. I want to see more. I hope that in the future we see more of the healing build stuff. I'm getting really tired. I'm gonna call it right after we finish this, because I'm sleepy as can be. It is currently like almost 11 o'clock my time, Central Time, Texas time. Give me that. Let's go here. Nice. I get speed boost. Nope, never mind. Don't give me. Oh, it got me the speed boost. Man, it'd be nice if those had some stickiness to them. I play on controller, so it's, you know, I need my stuff to be sticky for it to really, really affect me. Come here, my children. I know. There he is. I was about to say, I know there's one coming. Oh, wait, I forget about tessellation. I need to use tessellation. Suck up my grenade here. Okay. I wish they didn't change threat of generation so that it gave less grenade energy, because it feels like I'm getting my grenades very slowly, even though this is technically like supposed to be a like grenade heavy build. Deleted. That was fun. Let's do another one. Let's as soon as I get my grenade back, I will. Let's actually get some kills here. I need a big group of enemies right here. Yeah, there we go. I need to be getting tessellation kills because I need to get the catalyst for tessellation, and I just don't care about the catalyst. The catalyst doesn't seem that good. Like, it seems like it's an eye catalyst at best. Chop him down like that. Oh! Oops. Oopsies. Oh, bro. Wait, it spawned me. Oh, it spawned me ahead of them.
The Shadow Legion are becoming desperate. I can sense.
Let's get this thing loaded up in here first. Property irreducible. Beautiful consecration, my man. Okay, I got that flavor facet of grace.
Sanctify this foul place with the magic.
Sanctify this.
Use consecrated essences from the ticket to
You know, these battlegrounds are really pretty darn good. Like I know a lot of people complain about the Vanguard playlist. I know it doesn't have enough strikes, blah 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 blah, but like the battlegrounds are pretty darn, like, they're all right. I don't know what people complain about when it comes to the battlegrounds. I like the battlegrounds. I think they're good. I guess that's just one person's opinion, but I enjoy doing battlegrounds every now and then. Do I have? I do not. Innervation? No, not innervation. Recuperation. On the boots mod. No. Oh, that was so bad. Oops. Uh-oh, I'm gonna die. I forgot that you had to be inside the bubble to not get killed. Thanks, bro. Oh, never mind. Dang, actually, bro? Oh, he got me. Okay. I think it's just latency there. Let's see here. Okay. No. Let's do this. Let's get here. I'm gonna pop this, send down some threadlings. Let's destroy this to make more threadlings. Let's go pick this up to get even more threadlings. Oh my lord, gotta have a bunch of them. And okay, I got the taken essence. Let's go deposit it and let's throw the ball at the boss, which is a great mechanic that I love more than anything. Throw a ball at a boss and just call it a day. I think Bungie could really use some fresh mechanics. That missed a bunch of enemies. Well. Uh-oh. Gotta go. I had a feeling I wasn't. You know what? On second thought, hold on. I'm gonna do something different. Because there was something in Bungie. I don't think I actually looked in detail at the TWAB from last week, and I want to take a look at that before I get off here. Because I mean, I saw some people talking about it, you know, and what it entails and stuff like that. Here, I should probably just finish this. Yikes. I like threadling builds. They're very entertaining. They're entertaining, but like I don't know, like the threadling AI is a little bit like confusing. Like you'll literally have all of your threadlings chased down after like one like crawl, which is wild to me. No, bro, don't take my stuff. I need to feed this. Oh, I missed completely. Oh wow, they finished it already. Wow, amazing how powerful these are.
These Shadow Legion fight like frames, mindlessly following orders. I can't understand devoting yourself to so much pointless brutality. Maybe there isn't
Let me
enough
go
left
pick up
of
my,
these Cabal to regret coming after us. But I'm gonna do my best to find
Strand
out.
meditations. Okay. Thing that I want to do. First of all, let me go back to orbit here. Then I want to see exactly what they're doing to Titan. This is going to be the last thing that we do before we get off stream. But let me pull up my Google here. And let me switch my screen. Hold on. No. Where is it? Okay. Let me pull up. I need to zoom out. This is gonna be too much. Okay. Where is? Here we go. Okay. Yeah. This week in Destiny. Okay, and let's scroll down to the Titan changes. Oh, okay, hang on. Upcoming reward changes. Yeah. So I remember hearing about this. I have all these weapons are entering the thing there. Okay, Titans week. Here we go. Unbreakable Will. There are Titans are the bulwarks of the fire team. Okay, yeah, I know that. Here's what I'm gonna know. Okay, starting with Revenant, we're testing a change to barricades and other shields that will give the Titan a more traditional tank role. Titan Barricade now taunts enemies in front of the barricade. Ooh, so this taunt only occurs when there's a player standing behind the barricade. So what is this means that enemies are going to be shooting at the barricade, right? So like basically think like a Strand clone, but the barricade instead, which I think is pretty awesome. I had never thought about that when thinking about like what Bungie could do to make Titans better, but that actually makes a lot of sense. Moving on down here, to support the new Titans aggro lifestyle, we made some adjustments to barricades and Unbreakable, Towering Barricade, and Rally Barricade. They've reduced non-boss combatant damage dealt to the barricade by 50%, so enemies now deal less damage to the barricade except for bosses. Increased splash damage reduction from combatants for players behind the barricade from 20% to 60%. This is really good, because one of the issues with the barricade that I come to find is if a boss is shooting like the ground near it, that splash damage that comes through the barricade still really hurts. So that's good that they're reducing that. Barricades now grant a moderate damage resistance versus combatants during cast animation. I have been saying this for literally years about Titan barricades. Like, nothing is more frustrating than when I'm trying to put up a barricade and I get killed like middle of putting it up, or even worse, like when you're putting it up and then you die and then it puts it up anyways. That's super aggravating. So I think those are good changes. Unbreakable. This is the big one here that I want to know about. Damage blocked by Unbreakable now generates grenade energy. Yeah, this is literally one of the exact things that we said Unbreakable should be doing. Forward movement speed now slows down briefly when the shield is shot. Okay, so you can no longer just like truck and push through. So like if somebody's shooting at your Unbreakable shield, you can't just push up to them and destroy them by throwing their bullets back at them. This I think is a lot more for probably PvP than it is for PvE. I don't know of anybody who's, using their Unbreakable grenade to like push up into a boss or something. I don't know. It is what it is. So the forward movement speed now slowing down briefly. It makes sense. They've also, I missed this one right here. They've increased the max duration. The shield can be held. Again, this was a much needed change because it was, how long was it? I want to say it was like 3.5 or 4 seconds how long you could have that shield up. And I think it should be closer to probably like 6 at least. I would love if it was 10. That'd be great. They've reduced Unbreakable's throwback damage versus players by 20%. Okay, yeah, so this is again a PvP nerf so that it's not so strong. I think this is a balancing factor, because now if you're getting your grenade energy back, after using that shield while players are shooting you, like it leaves the enemy in control of like how much grenade energy you get. And it also does not put them at quite a disadvantage, because let's be honest, right now Unbreakable Titan is super strong. Like you can, if you walk around the corner, you know, and y'all surprise each other, you can put up the Shiver Strike. I'll get to the Shiver Strike changes here in just a second, Jake. But when you put up that shield, now you can't just basically full sprint at players. So I wonder if this is going to be affected, or not this one. Where is it? If this one right here, I wonder if the forward movement speed is going to be affected by mobility. So if you're running a tier 10 mobility Titan, are you going to be able to move faster while you're blocking with that shield? I don't know. That's a good question. They've increased damage bleed through from players by 15%. Again, as a PvP nerf, it makes sense to me. I don't have a problem with it. The Unbreakable Titans are really, really annoying to deal with. Fully charged Unbreakable Tats will now one-shot barricades in PvP, except when the barricade is under the effects of Heart of Inmost Light. I did not really know that's an oddly specific change. Hey, I guess. Okay. Void Overshield. They've increased Void Overshield PvE damage resistance from 50 to 70%, so now you're going to be even more tanky with a Void Overshield. Oh, there we go. They've also increased the effective HP from 90 to 150. I would assume this is in PvE only, but that's a big deal, because now you're going to be Void Overshield is going to truly make you a tank. Cool. Consecration, Scorch, and Slam now shatter stasis crystals. It was supposed to be doing that like at the start of this season or with Lightfall, but it wasn't. Diamond Lance, Thrown or Slam Diamond Lances will now shatter stasis crystals. Great change. Slamming Diamond Lance will now grant you and nearby allies 2 stacks of Frost Armor. That is actually pretty huge. Wow. I'm thinking a Cadmus Ridge Lance Cap meta incoming. Change the weapon tray HUD to display how many seconds are remaining before the Diamond Lance disappears, like a Tangle. Wait. Hold on. They changed the weapon tray HUD to display how many... Oh, okay. Okay. I see what it's saying. It's saying when you pick up the Diamond Lance, like where your little ammo counter goes away, it's going to show basically how many seconds the Diamond Lance has. That makes sense. Why wasn't this added whenever stasis was added? What? Okay, whatever. I'm glad it's being changed now. Knockout. Melee kills now cancel health and shield stun in addition to healing. Allowing you to start immediately regenerating. Oh my gosh. So this means knockout is not only going to give you a chunk of health, but it's also going to start your health regeneration. That is huge, man. That is a major change, because now let me look. Actually, let me go over here. Am I on Titan still? No, I'm on Warlock. Hold on. Because I have a Titan build that uses knockout. And knockout is really, really good. But one of the things with knockout is like they changed it so that it didn't start health regeneration. They changed it so it gave you a big chunk of health, which initially I applauded. I was like, oh, that's pretty good. But then, of course, we kind of got the realization that it wasn't that good because it wasn't that much health. Let's see here. No, it wasn't this one. Oh, which build was it? Hold on. Let me find it here. Oh, you know, I might have it saved on dim or something like that. I might have it saved on dim. Let me go back over here. Anyways, yeah, the melee kills now canceling health and shield stun. That's big because that means you're going to start health regenerations, which means you don't have to run recuperation mods when you have knockout anymore. Because one of the strong things about knockout is you can run recuperation mods so that when you pick up an orb of power, it starts health regeneration. You can put on a heavy-handed mod so that when you punch an enemy, it immediately generates an orb of power that you immediately pick up, so you start health regeneration. This is a fantastic change. I think this is going to seriously affect knockout, and especially inside PvE, like PvP. Like if you're melee killed by a Titan, like they're gonna get a big, like your teammates had better be right there ready to go. Okay, Shiver Strike. Here's a Shiver Strike, Jake. Okay, Shiver Strike now attaches a stasis explosive to the target on impact. This detonation slows players and freezes combatants. What? Wait, so okay. So so you're going to be able to fly at Mach speed into somebody, punch them in their gullet, send them backwards, and then a brief moment later they're going to explode and like slow players around them, potentially freezing. Oh my god. Wow. Jake, I mean, man, I'm kind of with you on that one. That seems a little bit intense. The one thing I'm wondering here, of course, Shiver Strike smacks you backwards. So I'm wondering if like maybe the balancing aspect of it is if you Shiver Strike somebody, you smack them, and maybe it sends them away from their allies. Like here's the thing, like I think if they remove that like area of effect, that would be like really, really bad. Okay, because then you go in on a flag, you can Shiver Strike somebody, slow everybody in the area. Like that's potentially really rough. But if you smack them and they go flying back and then they explode a little bit after the fact. Another thing I want to know here, it says attach a stasis explosive to the target on impact. How long before that explosion goes off? Is it like a second? Is it half a second? Like I want to know how long it is before it actually detonates. Because if you hit somebody and immediately like just smacks that that area of effect slow around them, like in PvE that's gonna be crazy, but in PvP that's gonna be really that might be a bit much. And I think that Jake, I think you're right. I think Shiver Strike is one of the most powerful melees inside PvP currently. It also refunds 80% melee on whiff. That's nice quality of life. Increase energy recharge rate by 12.5%. So it has a faster increase recharge rate. Yeah, so it has a faster cooldown. Cool. And then immediately after landing a Shiver Strike attack, the attacker's melee is now suppressed for 0.5 seconds. Oh, okay. So yeah. So you can't do the combo where you Shiver Strike somebody and then immediately follow up with another punch, which is like a guaranteed kill. I think that's a fair enough change. Because that's so annoying when a Shiver Strike Titan slides in, they punch you, and then they immediately punch you again. Well, not specifically a Prismatic Titan thing. We know that they felt the nerf most when Fast Command's cooldown was moved to 11 seconds. We agree that 11 seconds too long. Let's see here. Now it's a coked up movement ability tool and a one-shot ability. Honestly, I bet you, I think I 100% agree. We're going to see it used as more of a movement tool now, which is crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy because it can get you the hell out of dodge for sure. We see shoulder charge being used as a movement ability. Shoulder charge has nothing on Shiver Strike, which is, that's cool. I don't know. And another thing, another thing about this Shiver Strike here, how much damage does the stasis explosive do? Like it says the detonation slows players, so does it apply any actual damage? I don't know. Facet of Command, Echo of Domineering, they've reduced the cooldown from 11 to 4 seconds. Hold on, what was Facet of Command? Destiny 2. Can I not get the light GG version? Just go to light GG. There we go. And then let's look up Echo of Domineering first. What does Echo of Domineering do? Okay, this is upon suppressing an enemy, refills refills readied weapon from reserves, grants 30 mobility for 10 seconds, increases forward movement speed by 4% for 10 seconds. That seems... Oh, I misspelled Facet of Command. Hold on. Facet of Command. Hold on. Let me get it pulled up here. Are these the same things, basically? Freezing or suppressing a target, reloads your equipped weapons, and increases stability. Man, I'll be honest, I don't know if I've ever even used that. Okay, I mean, W change, I guess. I mean, it's a buff, but I don't think I've ever used Echo of Domineering. Anyways, okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, it's Final Destination. Okay, Titan Unpowered Melee. Unpowered Melee. Increased damage against players by 5%. Oh, so now it's going to be dealing 100 and, well, not 105. It's going to be dealing 100 and, what, like 120 something damage? I think 120 something damage against players, increased by PvE capacity by 20%. This is the Unpowered Melee. That's wild. That's wild, considering that Arc Titan, you can use Arc Titan, you can use like Shoulder Charge, you can get Knockout going. Knockout already increase your melee damage. Then, because you use your Shoulder Charge, you now technically have an unpowered melee. I wonder if this is going to work with Knockout. That's the question I have. I wonder if this is going to work with Knockout. Also increase the stun multiplier. Does this mean that we will be able to stun enemies that have with the galvanized modifier on? I would hope so. That would make Titans really, really unique. We've also got some other changes here. Okay, these are some of the ones I want to talk about, because we were talking about roaming supers earlier. Storm Trance, they increase damage resistance from 53 to 58. That's a good change. Is that PvE and PvP? If that's both PvE and PvP, that could potentially be problematic. But I don't see a lot of I don't see a lot of Storm Trance in PvP anyways. Chaos Reach, they increase damage resistance from 45 to 55%. That is really interesting. Again, if that's in PvP, that's going to potentially be problematic, because one of the only counters to Chaos Reach is by actually killing the Chaos Reach user while they are shooting your teammates. Fix an issue where Chaos Reach would not jolt at high frame rates. Oh, I guess I'm glad I only play at like 80 frames. Fix an issue where Chaos Reach would not go through a Sentinel Shield's guard or a Titan's barricade. I did not know that was an issue. First of all, nobody uses Titan's barricade, so that makes sense. I did not know that I didn't know that Sentinel Shield blocked Chaos Reach. Wow. I guess that was a bug, but that's okay. Nova Warp, increased PvE damage by 20%. That's a good change. It's not going to change the usage rate of it. Increased damage resistance from 51 to 58. Again, not going to change the usage rate of it. Now any Nova Warp detonation applies a volatile regardless of charge duration. Okay, well those are all good changes. They are not going to make people use Nova Warp. The primary issue, we talked about this. The primary issue with roaming supers is they don't last long enough. Good changes though. Hunter, Golden Gun, Marksman, and Deadshot, they increased damage against base, elite, and mini boss combatants by 30%. Okay. Spec Blades, here we go. They increased PvE damage by 20%. Increased damage resistance from 47 to 58%. That, again, that's not going to sway the needle. People aren't just going to start using Spec Blades all of a sudden, because, again, it's the timer. Like, Spec Blades doesn't last long enough. They're missing. No, I didn't not use Spec Blades because it wasn't dealing enough damage. I'll just say that. Okay, let's see here. Titan, Glacial Quake. Howl of the Storm can now be used while Glacial Quake is active. Oh, wow. Jake, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one. But like, how would they nerf Storm's Edge inside PvP? Because because here I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. When I see somebody using Storm's Edge, I would say like 7 out of 10 times, as long as I'm not the target of that Storm's Edge attack, I can kill them out of their super. Because here's the thing, like, yes, they have damage resistance, but it's only when they're actually like in the air, like about to throw the blade. When they're running on the ground, they don't have that damage resistance, and really the damage resistance is already pretty low. So what I find frequently happening is I see a hunter activate their super, right? So they're running, I'm already shooting them, they jump them in the air, they activate their super, they go kill a teammate, right? They come out of that, I'm still shooting them while they're doing the twirl. Okay, at this point they're at like a quarter health. Then they turn towards me and they want to start running towards me. Well, you know, unless they immediately activate it, and even then, like, I can typically kill them pretty easy, as long as you're not the like very first targets. I think there's actually a pretty fair fighting chance against what's it called, Storm's Edge. It has too much damage resistance for the mobility it has. I mean, again, it's so tough to say. Like I get frustrated just as much as anybody when I get killed by a Storm's Edge because I see it so much, but I don't necessarily know if it's a super is too powerful kind of thing, or if it's just overused because it's the, I mean, it's definitely probably the best super in the game because it has one off and roaming. It's like a mix between a roaming and a one off, right? But I don't find it incredibly difficult to kill people out of Storm's Edge. Plus, if you are quick enough, you can jump up over it too. I always think that's fun. Here's what I think they need to do. Actually, I do think it does need a nerf. I think that the actual upwards effect should be lowered, like cut in half. I think Silk Strike is one of the most balanced roaming super. Has a lot of mobility at the cost of damage reduction and range. Yeah, honestly, I think Silk Strike is in a pretty good spot. You wouldn't believe that whenever I'm actually playing PvP and I get killed by a Silk Strike, but I believe that you are 100% right. But I think that really the main thing that Storm's Edge needs is like a reduction to how high. Because I mean, man, there's sometimes I feel like I am miles above the hunter that's using Storm's Edge, and I still get killed by it. I'm like, what? Like literally, like none of the actual blade like circle effect actually like came close to touching me, and I still die. Like I think it needs to be reduced. But anyways, Glacial Quake, how the storm can be used while Glacial Quake is active. That's wow. I mean, great. That's a buff. I don't see why that was necessary, but that's a buff. Twilight Arsenal thrown axe projectiles now more consistently track towards targets closer to the reticle. Thank God. There is one of the most frustrating things about Twilight Arsenal that I have come to find is when I'm trying to use it, I will, I'm trying to use it in a pinch. The axes would like whiff. I'm like, man, how? Jake, yeah, it's definitely like a sphere or a cylinder. You're right. You really can't. You can technically jump over it, but I think in order to get above it, you need to already have a height advantage. You need to already be standing on something when that hunter activates it, and then you need to be able to get as high as possible. But yeah, I don't think that the hitbox needs to be a sphere. Like think about the Silk Strike. You just talked about Silk Strike. Silk Strike's like twirl attack, the heavy attack, that had its height and like below it reduced. That's where I feel like Storm's Edge should be. For the amount of mobility that it has, like you literally can teleport across the map almost. I don't know. I think it's 30 meters. Still, 30 meters is insane. Making the hitbox more like a disc would make it more avoidable. Exactly. I think that is what needs to happen. I think it, like, give it some height. I'm not saying like you have to be touched by the blade because that would be ridiculous, but like where it is currently, where like I'll be like 8 meters above that attack and still die. Like that's crazy. Increased Twilight Arsenal's axe relic weapon damage versus combat by 23%. That's a great change. Okay, even more damage boosts. That is impressive. Twilight Arsenal was already a really strong super in PvE, and now it was made even better. Thunder Crash increased base detonation damage by 33%. Wow. Now if only we could get our beloved Cuirass of the Falling Star back to its original state where it doubled Thunder Crash damage. I'm still salty about that, not gonna lie. Anywho, Fist of Havoc. Okay, here we go. This is something important. Increase damage resistance from 51 to 58. Change how the light attack works under the hood to improve consistency in hitting targets. I had never realized I'd never had an issue with hitting targets, to be completely fair. But hey, that's a good change. And then they slightly increase light attack lunge range and ability to target enemies vertically. They didn't need to do this, man. Like in PvP, when I come across a Fist of Havoc Titan, they literally teleport upwards to hit me. Like, I mean, I don't think that was necessary, but it's a buff, so I guess. Let's see here. More changes, more sandbox. Okay, this is good. Let's see here. Lightning Surge. The Warlock casting Lightning Surge now has 50% damage resistance. Oh. Sorry, I need to finish reading it. Versus Titan barricades during the lunge. I mean, it makes sense. I'll say that the change makes sense, but I feel like Titan barricades were one of the very few like counters you have to Lightning Surge, because Lightning Surge deals a ton of damage. It's like 135 damage plus the jolt. Casting Lightning Surge now makes you amplified. This is a big change, though. This is great. I'm glad they did this. Let's see here. Hailfire Spike Prismatic Grenade. This is the Hunter's Prismatic Grenade. Added projectile tracking and aim assist to increase consistency in hitting targets. Okay, cool. Threaded Spectre increased detonation damage against PvE combats by 33%. So they're continuing to buff Threaded Spectre even more. Wow, I love it. Swarm Grenade. Swarm Grenade submunitions are now easier for players to shoot down. This is good. I don't know why this wasn't changed literally years ago, but okay. Swarm Grenades, submunitions can now chain detonate other submunitions when destroyed. So basically, if somebody throws a Swarm Grenade at a doorway that you're trying to go through, you shoot one of those little bombs and all of them will detonate. I like that. I think that's a fair change to Swarm Grenade. Let's see here. Okay, Hunter's Combination Blow. What are they doing a combination blow? Rescaled healing from a flat 80 per kill to 100. No. They've rescaled healing from a flat 80 HP per kill to 180, 60, 40 per kill based on stat count. So, wow. Off topic, one more thing I think could help Spec Blades is to remove the alert when it's cast. Bro, yes. Remove that alert. And you know what? I'm gonna take a step further. Remove that ringing sound. Like you're supposed to be like a specter. You're supposed to be a ghost. Why when the ghost gets near me, I can hear that. I don't like that. Yeah, Jake, 100% agree with that. Anyways, on combination blow, this is crazy. This is gonna hit a lot of Hunter builds. So basically, if you don't have any stacks when you have combination blow equipped, your first kill is gonna give you 100 HP. You can reduce the DR and truly make it a stealth super. Yeah, I would say keep the DR where it is. Yeah, it doesn't matter what I think. But so basically, from what I'm understanding here, with combination blow, when you don't have any stacks, when you get that first kill, it's going to give you 100 HP. Then at times 1 stack, the next kill is only going to give you 80. And then at times 2 stacks, the next kill you get is only going to give you 60. And then at times 3 stacks, the kill is only going to give you 40 HP. That's crazy. This is that's a nerf. That's a big nerf. I feel like this means Assassin's Cowl builds are going to be even more popular now, because Assassin's Cowl turns you invisible and gives you health regeneration. So Assassin's Cowl is going to be more relevant. And then any builds that utilize combination blow are going to be dropping off substantially. When I tell you, I'm literally speechless at that. It also no longer clears health and shield stun on kill. So, wait, it no longer clears shield stun on kill. You get a kill. Clear when you get a kill. Oh, okay. So you can't health regen. If you're taking damage, you can't health regenerate. Wow. It's a buff once you get stacks, which is more of a nerf in PvP when... Oh, no. Hold on, remove the 1.5 second internal cooldown on healing. Okay, so this right here is the only buff I'm seeing. So no. So Jake, what I'm reading from this, what I'm understanding from this is you don't get 80 HP per kill. Now, like in PvP, okay, hang on, you say it's a buff once you get stacks. When you have 3 stacks, you're going to be dealing more damage because you have 3 stacks, but each kill is only going to give you 40 HP, as opposed to currently it gives you 80 HP. Right? Yeah, because it's a reduction. So in the early stages you have more HP, like health regen. So actually in Crucible this is a buff, because when you start out on that first kill, you're gonna get 100 HP instead of 80 HP now. Oh man. I mean, I'll be honest, I never thought combination blow was too strong. Like the only instance where I thought combination blow was like potentially too strong was in an Assassin's Cowl build, but the reason why is because you go invis after every single melee kill. You know, you dodge, you go in, you get a melee kill, you go invis, you can dodge, and then you get your melee back, then you just punch, you keep that going. But like Assassin's Cowl is already giving you HP. Like Assassin's Cowl, I don't know. Let me see if we can find how much HP you get with Assassin's Cowl. Okay, here we go. Let's see here. It doesn't give me the stats. Oh, of course it doesn't. But yeah, it says here powered melee final blows grant invisibility and restore a portion of health and shields. So you're getting that, right? Plus you would get that 80 HP. And I'm thinking the HP from Assassin's Cowl was probably the same. I would say it's probably 80 HP from Assassin's Cowl as well. So formerly you were getting 160 HP per kill with Assassin's Cowl. Now at max axe you'd only technically be getting like 120. Like that. So this doesn't affect a combination Assassin's Cowl builds all that much. But anybody else who's using it is definitely going to be affected. They did buff it right here though. They removed the 1.5 second internal cooldown on healing. So now you can really spam your healing. So if you have a bunch of enemies, you can punch a bunch of enemies, you can get a bunch of health back. But whew, and this one took me off guard. I don't remember seeing this talked about in anybody else's videos that I watched. 99% of these are great changes. Needed to happen, especially up here, unbreakable changes. I am so pleased about this. This is so good. Very happy to see these. Very happy to see just really all the Titan changes are phenomenal. All the Titan changes are awesome. Shiver Strike, man, Jake, you're not kidding. Shiver Strike, that's gonna be crazy powerful in PvP. Yeah, again, they touched on roaming supers, but they didn't touch on the issue with roaming supers. Issue was never the damage resistance. It was never the damage they did. It was the fact that they don't last long enough. I cannot stress this enough. If I'm using a roaming super, if I'm using, let's just say Spectral Blades, I have to activate Spectral Blades from cover, and let's say Grandmaster Nightfall. I have to activate Spectral Blades from behind cover, run to the battle, run to where the enemies are, then I can start carving up enemies. Then, in order to make an escape, to not die in the middle of a group of enemies, I have to run back to cover before my super runs out. That gives me what, because they last 30 seconds minus the actual like time that you lose for attacking. Like you get out there, you use 1 heavy attack, 3 light attacks, you've already got to be go back to cover so that you can make it to safety before your super runs out and you get stomped by ads. I don't know. The durations need to be increased. Inside PvE. PvP, that's debatable. But in PvE, they need to be increased. And they didn't do that here. They made some changes that they're good. I'm not saying they're not good, but it's like the good old story Thanksgiving, right? Thanksgiving, the husband and wife, they're having family come over. The wife says to the husband, honey, I need your help. I need your help getting the house ready for our guests. But what does the husband do? He goes out and he starts cleaning the gutter. And he starts trimming the bushes on the side of the house. And he goes and he, puts out, rakes the leaves in the front yard. He's helping, but is he helping with what the wife needs help with? No, she needs help with the food and setting the table and getting the kitchen ready. That is what Bungie's doing here. They are helping where help is not needed to be had. It's a welcome change for sure, but it's not helping what needs to be helped. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Lightning Surge, all this other stuff is pretty awesome. All right, well, it's all wash. I'm glad of some. I'm glad of most of these changes. I'm very much looking forward to next episode. But with that being said, I'm gonna call it for the night. I'm really tired and I really want to go to sleep. And I was gonna go to sleep like 30 minutes ago, and then I found myself not doing that. And so, for reals, this is the end of the stream. I'm actually gonna just switch back. No, hold on, let me just switch it back to Destiny 2. There we go. Yeah. That's it. That's it. I'm gonna go to bed. Good night, Jake. Thank you for joining us. It was wonderful. And thank you. We'll be back here on Thursday. With that being said, y'all have a good night. I'll see y'all later. Bye for now, guys.